Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark Bob. We've made our way here to a Tuesday. It's a Schleg Day. It's Ryan Day. All kinds of good stuff happening here. First day in April. What's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
Absolutely, Beam. Great to talk to you. Just savoring every last little morsel that I get with you and Sharky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you never know when it could be coming to an end.
Absolutely, man. Enjoy every day.
The new beginnings.
For sure. How was your Monday, all right?
Yeah, Monday was good. Had taught some classes, did a little podcast with Berm and A-Dub.
How are those guys doing?
They're doing well. They're doing really well. They had some questions about practice and everything because, there's some, the media has been fairly limited. And this happened a couple years ago. Whenever there's quarterback, competition, there's always going to be maybe a little more constraints placed upon their ability to see practice. So that's some questions just about what was going on and chatting it up, talking a little bit about, what the defense might look like and some of the things that we've been able to see.
For sure, man. I'm glad that you had a good day. Glad you were able to talk to those guys. I'm sure that they were getting into you for answers, for sure. Had a pretty solid little Monday as well. Meredith was doing some stuff with the teachers union last night. Didn't get home till 6 o'clock. So it was me and the boy all day just hanging out, which is pretty nice. It was actually okay enough to go outside. We went to a park for a little bit.
A little windy. Got a little chilly.
A little windy, a little cold. And, there was this 10-year-old girl who was at the park, and she's hanging out with her mom, and she starts asking William, what's your name? I'm like, William, what's your name? We've been working on that too. And then he's coming off a little bit of an illness, and he coughs. Oh goodness! And she looks at him and goes, "Your name is Oh goodness?" No, his name is William. My name William. My name William. I'm 2. Okay. And that was the extent of that conversation.
There we go.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid day, man. Can't complain about it at all. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. Coming up in our next segment, Ryan Day did have media availability yesterday, so we're going to get a chance to hear from him before we hear from him at 7 o'clock live. Schlegs, he's going to join us live coming up this morning at 6:30, like we had mentioned right off the top of the show, head coach of your national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. Ryan Day, he's going to join the program. We'll call him at 7 o'clock. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he joins us at 7:18-ish this morning. Jackets, 10 games to go. Need a flurry out of those guys. We'll replay Schlegs at 8 o'clock. And then Uncle Beau, he's freshly back from vacation. Lots going on with the Browns from yesterday. So a chance to talk to him about everything going up in Berea and Cleveland at 8:30. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Tuesday. It's the first day of April 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Robert, big day. First day of the rest of our lives. What do you got lined up for us today, buddy?
Well, it is Tuesday, April 1st, 91st day of the year, 274 days remaining on this April Fool's 2025. This day, 1865, the Civil War. General Sheridan defeats General George Pickett, cutting off the last supply line to the Army of Northern Virginia at the siege of Petersburg, and slowly the constrictor was wrapping around the South, about to finish off the war. This date, 1876, the first official National League Baseball game is played. Shark, did you end up finding the call for that?
I don't think there was any call on that, Bob. The first game ever broadcast on radio was on KDKA in Pittsburgh in the 1920s.
Oh, I thought someone did a podcast for it though.
Maybe using a megaphone.
I thought it was a YouTube show.
Yeah, the YouTube machine. But Boston 6, Philly 5.
Nice Dinger Tuesday.
Exactly there. Hit some home runs, I'm guessing. This date, 1891, the Wrigley Company is founded in Chicago, Illinois. Hence the Wrigley Field Shark and the delicious gum that they always have made.
You a big Wrigley Spearmint guy?
To tell you the truth, I really only chew extra gum.
Okay.
Extra, whatever this is, wintergreen. That's what my dad chewed, and I just got on it with him. And honestly, I'll chew the same piece of gum all day. We can get into that later. People call me a psychopath.
I don't think that's crazy. I mean,
well, it is. I take it out, I'll eat, and I'll put it back in. Like,
okay, that's a little crazy.
It is. Even though I know that it's flavorless, because at that point, I just like the function of having the gum in my mouth. Honestly, it's a great appetite suppressant. We'll get into this in a little bit.
Okay.
A lot there to unpack. 1938, 1939, the Baseball Hall of Fame opening is announced in Cooperstown, New York. Babe Ruth.
That was Babe Ruth.
I mean, that's the first time I think I've ever heard George Herman Ruth speak, Shark. It's amazing that they have audio from that.
It's really clear.
There was a 19-year-old kid in Cooperstown, a resident of Cooperstown, who had a camera back then in 1939.
Must have been a rich kid. And
he got all the players coming off the train from New York City, and he videotaped, I don't know if you'd call it videotaped back then. Recorded.
Captured.
All the speeches. And then they played an exhibition game at Doubleday Field, and he had that on tape. It was unbelievable. Bob Costas narrated this show a couple years ago.
I thought you meant Bob Costas was on the call.
No, MLB Network, because a lot of these guys, you've never heard their voices before.
Yeah. My old friend Cy Young.
How great of a line was that?
It was pretty big. That was unbelievable.
My old friend Cy.
This date, 1954. Dwight D. Eisenhower, President Eisenhower, announces the creation of the United States Air Force Academy.
The Air Force Academy receives its first visit by the President. Congressional criticism that the modernistic new service school is costing more than originally estimated is one reason for Ike's tour. Another is to personally greet the Corps of Cadets and make up for the President's inability to attend the first commencement of the nation's newest service school. In the mess hall, 1,000 fledgling airmen hear some words of advice from an old soldier, West Point, class of 15. In his turn, Ike receives an honorary diploma of the first graduating class of Colorado Springs.
The West Point class of 15. Not 2015, Beam, 19.
I also like how nothing really has changed. The costs were more than estimated at the time.
Of course, it was so amazing. And it's a Schleg's day today.
I know.
Have you been there to the Air Force Academy?
No, he said it's beautiful.
It looks beautiful.
Pictures, yeah.
Unbelievable, yeah. The terracotta there and everything he said is amazing. This day, 1970, President Nixon signs the Public Health Cigarette Smoking Act, putting stronger warnings and banning some national TV advertising.
Under President Nixon's leadership, the Public Health Cigarette Smoking Act of 1970 marked a decisive step in regulating tobacco advertising, motivated by mounting health concerns and public advocacy. The journey to this ban reflects a shifting understanding of tobacco's health risks, from early studies in the 1930s linking smoking to cancer, to the increasing legal restrictions and warning label requirements of the 1960s. On January 1, 1971, a significant era in television and public health policy concludes with the airing of the final cigarette advertisement during The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson.
Your hands for your lips. Virginia Slims.
You got Virginia Slims now, baby. You come a long, long way.
Sounds great. Speaking of oral fixation, for your hands and your lips.
Virginia Slim.
Meet Virginia. I like that.
I think that's what the train song is about.
I guarantee it was. She had known a dress. Her hair's always a mess. This day, 1985, David Lee Roth announces he is leaving Van Halen.
We're having a career difference here. We're having a musical difference. And we're going to go our own ways. And we cried and we hugged and he split. And 2 weeks later, I'm reading in Rolling Stone what an ass I am. And how poor little Eddie was forced to spend the last 12 years of his life living a lie. And here comes his wife, to back it up, and on and on and on. So I stayed quiet for 6 months, 7 months. And I'm just reading diatribe after harangue, after this, after that, again and again and again. Van Halen is demanding for the audience to make a choice. You have to either love us and hate him or vice versa. Well, I'll rise to the challenge. I eat you for breakfast, pal.
Woo!
There we go. Look at the microphone like David Lee Roth. feeling good. And then let's say 2004 Google launches its email service, Beam.
Gmail.
They call it Gmail. Some birthdays today. Mark Jackson of the NBA, coach, commentator, turning 60. Rachel Maddow, who's Tim Hall's doppelganger, is turning 52 today. That's according to Tim, by the way.
Correct.
He said she's one handsome woman. That was his line to me one time. Vitor Belfort turning 48, the UFC champ. Sean Taylor, born in this date, 1983, unfortunately lost him in 2007.
Rising star in the NFL is dead, cut down by gunfire less than a day after someone shot him in his own home. Washington Redskins player Sean Taylor died from his injuries early this morning.
A family is mourning a son and a football team, one of its up-and-coming defensive players. Washington Redskins safety Sean Taylor died this morning at a Miami hospital after being shot in his Florida home. The 24-year-old was airlifted to the hospital early Monday. According to a family friend, Taylor's girlfriend called 911 after someone broke through the couple's bedroom door and fired 2 shots. One bullet hit Taylor in the upper leg, damaging an artery and causing the massive blood loss that took his life.
Oh, that is wild.
Almost 20 years, man.
It has been a while. His daughter Jackie is, I believe, playing volleyball in North Carolina. I want to say. I know that they had talked about her committing there, I believe, last year. So his legacy obviously living on through her. Terrible, terrible situation. Hillary Scott turning 39, the lead singer for Lady A. Logan Paul, Cleveland, Ohio's own, one of Shark's favorites, turning 30 today.
You ever fight your brother?
Not in real life.
You
no.
practiced a little bit.
Never.
With him, right?
We've never even sparred. But I was willing to step in for Mike Tyson when Tyson got sick, and we actually ran it up the chain in that flip.
It's hard for brothers to fight, though.
Well, me and Jake decided we both come from a place of love, and whatever the outcome would be, we'd have to be okay with it.
Who makes more money?
It depends on the year. It depends if Jake has fights.
I mean, I know he made a lot off that Tyson fight.
Oh, yeah, he did. The Paul brothers. They're wealthy.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know if I'd be willing to trade what I do for that, though. Passing around this date, Marvin Gaye.
A nice fitting song.
It is.
You know how he died?
No.
No.
Father killed him.
That's right. That is right.
Family argument.
Jeez.
Holy smokes. Some holidays observances. It's April Fool's Day. It is the Assyrian New Year. It is National Fun Day. National Jump in Muddy Puddles Day, Beam. So get Billy outside and have some fun with that.
Easy to do. He loves a muddy puddle.
National Trombone Players Day, Shark. Make sure it's lubed up and not rusty.
This one time at band camp.
And there you go. And it is United States Air Force Academy Day, because off we go into the wild blue yonder. And those are historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, April 1st, the 91st day of the year, 274 days remaining in this 2025.
Good job on that, Bob. As always, Buckeyes went down to the Bayou, poached away one of their own yesterday. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and a happy Tuesday to you. Right now, we're not watching any major crashes across your roadways. Busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and 71 near downtown. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Guys, it's college hoops superfan Timmy Hall. The finals are here, and the only thing for sure is this. It's the last time to bet on college basketball this season. It's been an amazing ride to get here, so get in on all the action, expected and unexpected, with DraftKings Sportsbook. Live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays. DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. Ready to make the first bet? Check out the matchups, pick a team to win. It's that simple. First time, here's something special. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. So bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971 for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
We've all got it, you know, that one crazy thing you've always wanted to do, that bucket list goal. then a cancer diagnosis, and that one thing still goes according to plan. I would know I'm getting my first tattoo right now, while my 3 beautiful daughters laugh hysterically at me. 58 years old, 4 years of cancer-free checkups at Ohio Health. Go ahead and get a picture, girls. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
Now at participating locations, it's UDF's new Sicilian-style pizza. We serve it on our family recipe focaccia crust, handcrafted in our bakery. And right now, get any size Coca-Cola fountain drink free with your purchase. Pizza from United Dairy Farmers, made for you.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
All of our local shows have been ranked in the top 10 in the country by our industry peers, except for Timmy Hall and the Buckeye Show. I was going to make a joke about it, but it's more sad than anything. Poor Timmy, the fan.
We plant trees because people need trees, and when planted in the right place, they have great impact. Trees help slow climate change, filter our air and water, foster biodiversity, and strengthen our communities. They create the kind of transformational change the world needs now. April is a month filled with opportunities to care for and plant trees. For planting resources, contact an Ohio ISA certified arborist who can help you learn how to take the best care of your trees. Visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care.
For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A dry and chilly start to our Tuesday with wake-up temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, but we will see plenty more sunshine in the forecast this afternoon and highs getting into the low 50s. For tonight, lows down into the low 40s with mostly cloudy skies and then warm and windy on Wednesday. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up at 6:30 this morning, Schlegel. He's going to join the program. I'm sure he's going to be all fired up. So that's from yesterday for the Buckeyes, Bob. We don't talk a ton of recruiting. But I did see that this was a pretty big get by Matt Guerrieri, Tim Walton, and the gang in the defensive backfield. Buckeyes have landed the commitment of Blaine Bradford yesterday. He is the number 1 rated safety in the 2026 class. His commitment comes following Bradford's weekend visit here in Columbus, where he saw enough to convince him to join the Buckeyes once he watched the team scrimmage. Got to sit in position meeting, watched Matt Guerrieri and Tim Walton give instruction to their players. He is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Number 1 safety in the country, number 23 in the composite ranking. That has to hurt for the Louisiana State University Tigers.
So just put the shoe on the other foot.
Yeah.
Like, let's say there was a kid from Columbus, Ohio, very, very talented player, 5-star kid, one of the top players at his position in the country, and he decided to leave and go to a school in the SEC.
Yeah, to LSU.
To LSU. I mean, that would sting. That would hurt a lot. And you wonder, like, hey, what's the relationship like? Does he lost faith in the program? And it's happened where there's been guys from the state of Ohio that have left and gone to other schools. Sometimes they go up north or Penn State or Notre Dame. Occasionally they've had guys go to like an Alabama or Clemson from the state of Ohio, and that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody from Central Ohio has done that. I think what's his name from Dayton, Springfield linebacker.
Yeah, I'm blanking. Trey DePriest went to Alabama.
Yeah, and so that stings. And that's a little bit further away, but it's it's not in their backyard. I mean, Baton Rouge. I mean, that's
there.
That's there. That's there.
That's city limits.
So that would be tough. And so I think. You don't want to get bogged down in the recruiting and everything else that goes on. But what I will tell you with this, Beam, is I think that speaks to the fact that, Ryan Day talked about, Matt Guerrieri, and he's probably on this defensive staff the least known quantity nationally.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Johnson's been doing it forever. He has a cavalcade of guys that he can point to that have played in the NFL. Guys that have played
high level
that have been first-round draft picks, number 1, I think he was there with Courtney Brown when he was the number 1 overall pick. He was the number 1 overall pick for
Pro
the Browns,
Bowlers,
right?
All Pros.
Yeah, Pro Bowlers, All Pros. So he's got all that. Tim Walton coached a long time in the NFL. He's had a lot of big-time guys. You look at James Laurinaitis, all-time leading tackler for the Rams, All-American, Buckets Award winner, Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting to crank out dudes and doing a great job here. And then you have Matt Guerrieri, who Ryan Day said is a rising star here, but kind of less known. And so he's the safeties coach. So, him and Tim Walton work great together. And this is why, pairing those guys made a lot of sense. They work great together. And then you bring in Matt Patricia, another guy who Matt and James and Larry kind of handle the front. Tim and G kind of handle the back. Matt kind of marries that stuff together. Matt Patricia is. But Guerrieri, I think this speaks to the fact of, hey, I sat in the meetings. This guy's really smart. Him and Tim work great together. This scheme is fantastic.
Why change it up that much?
And that's why I'm going to come be a part of this. I want to be, I think his comment, this is where I want to be developed. This will be the best place for my development. And that, to me, testifies to the state of the program of where everything is. That, Ohio State, one of their things is that they don't lead with NIL. A lot of the SEC schools, the first thing they talk about is NIL. And you're going to get some guys like that. Are those the right type of guys? Are those OKGs, Beam? Our kind of guys? Probably not.
I like that.
Well, the head basketball coach at Troy talked about that.
OKGs.
I think you may have been out when I brought this up. Or maybe Schlegel and I talked about it on our podcast, our show there on YouTube. But the head coach at Troy said they were bringing in a guy.
A JAG or an OKG?
Well, you're going to find out in a minute. And the guy we're going to bring on here in about 5 minutes is going to be the same type of guys. Because we were recruiting a guy in Troy, Alabama, doesn't necessarily have a lot of high-end restaurants. So we were driving, I think we picked him up from the airport or driving by, hey, you care if we go to Waffle House for breakfast? And the guy was like, whatever. Not really on it. He goes, I think that guy committed, or maybe we went down the line and ended up not really wanting him anyway. He goes, then we brought in a guy. We were driving by. He's like, oh, coach, that Waffle House, can we stop and get something to eat? He said. That guy was an OKG, our kind of guy. And he goes, I'm not offering guys that aren't willing to eat at Waffle House. And he's like, that's for the OKGs. And I had never heard that before. I've heard about every acronym you can throw out there and all kinds of things. You just throw out there with JAG, just a guy.
Yep.
No, OKG, our kind of guy.
I love that. I don't know if I've heard anything in the recent months more of an acronym that I love more than that.
OKG.
Yeah.
And so that you want OKGs. And guys that, hey, if you're all about dollars, that's you're not our guy. We're going to take care of you, and it'll be a good situation. And the better you play here in Columbus, Ohio, the more beneficial financially that'll be to you. But that's not, I don't want that to be the reason that you come here, because if it is, you're not going to last here anyway.
Yeah, and you also look at, Bob, the amount of talent and work ethic gone into this program and winning at a very high level here in Columbus, and then that translating into the NFL. And then you just have the pro day that you did last week with the representation from the NFL. So, yeah, it was a good get by Ohio State. Again, we don't talk like too much recruiting, but Blaine Bradford poaching him out.
I think that's important, though. Blaine Bradford is his name. I don't care what his name is. I'll care about his name when he gets here, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. But I think it's more just the process of how he's here, why he's here, where he's from, and what those guys are ultimately doing at like a larger level. I don't want to, Blaine Bradford, we don't need to sit there and watch his tape. If they tell me he's really good and Tim Walton and Matt Guerreri say he's good and he's got a 5-star beside his name and all that stuff, great. But you're getting better. You're getting a kid out of Baton Rouge that Baton Rouge wants, and probably a lot of other places do too.
Yeah.
So, hey, feeling pretty good about that.
I saw the on-3 predictilator machine for him was 98.3% to LSU. And then it comes to a weekend visit here in Columbus. Doesn't flip his recruitment because he hadn't committed elsewhere, but does end up.
I mean, you might not call it a flip, but psychologically for LSU, I guarantee
that was that was one in the bag.
Their fans, they got flipped on, flipping dudes.
How do you think your boy Jacob Hester's doing this morning after that one?
Probably not all that well.
I would assume not.
I think Brian Kelly's doing on that turntable spinning around.
Probably not that well, if I had to guess. Our guy, Anthony Schlegel, he's going to join us coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, everything looking nice and clear on your roadways. No major crashes or slowdowns that we're watching. Busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and 71 near downtown. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Hey, coming up a half an hour away from right now, 7 o'clock, head coach of your national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day. He's going to join the program. As for now, though, our guy.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Every Tuesday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, checking with our best friend. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
What is crappening? Columbus Shark literally just woke me up.
Good.
So you're going to get all the juice I got, straight out of bed. Can you wake up like this? And the answer is yes, I do. Especially since I sat on a tarmac in Baltimore for 3.5 hours with no Wi-Fi. It was bumpy.
What did you do for those 3.5 hours?
Hold on. Why didn't you have any type of internet?
Well, I bought the internet package, right? That's what you do. Like, you get down.
But you were on the ground, though.
I know, Bob, but it kept going in and out and like freezing, and I'm trying to work on, Google Docs and Team Builder and different things for like training and whatever.
I get that, but you're not at altitude, so you could access just normal internet, like the normal 5G down there.
Well, bro, I think what they do is when they get on their plane, you know what? That's one thing I did not try was
you should have disconnected the Wi-Fi.
Turn my phone's Wi-Fi off. Just go to the hotspot.
Yes.
But the other thing too is that when you're sitting out there that long and you're running your thing on the hotspot, then your backup juice thing goes down for your phone. My backup block, there's charging issues. There's all sorts of stuff that you got to prepare.
Charge it to winning, Schlegs.
I did. I got some stuff done. My first flight, though, bro, I slept so hard. And when I'm sleeping, my biggest worry is when I'm on a plane. Is when I take a nap, my body will jerk, right? Or when I'm sleeping, my body.
Someone else will, or you will?
No, my body moves. It's just like violence.
Yeah.
You know?
Are you afraid that you're going to hit someone or knock someone out?
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm not trying swinging. I'm not swinging, but I'll just be there unconscious. You know what I'm saying? And that it was go time. I put the AirPods in, put on a little praise and worship music. I tip my cap over my eyes.
Wait, hold up. You literally pull your hat down over your eye. What are you, a cowboy?
I am, yeah. What are you talking about? Who doesn't do that?
Is this your cowboy hat you had on, or just a regular hat?
No. This is just a regular armory hat, camo. But who doesn't do that? It's like the international signal for, hey, guess what? I'm sleeping.
I agree with you in that, and that's pretty remarkable. I just can't believe, Schlegs. I've never seen anybody actually do that on a plane. And I've seen people pull out a sleep mask. I always wear sunglasses. I'll travel with sunglasses because I hate it when the light's coming in through the windows, and that's why I'll wear those and then tip the head back and go to sleep. I've never pulled my hat off my head and kind of set it up over my eyes though, and that's probably because I don't fly in hats often, Schlegs. I mean, didn't your mom ever tell you not to wear a hat indoors?
Yeah, but you know why? It's because you got that lush hair because you've been on that good shampoo, and my hair's thinning.
I told you. Listen, I told you to get it for me before you left.
That's okay. It probably would have been too big to fit in the confines of the.
Oh, you just doing it? Yeah,
bottles.
That would have been tough. I don't think you could have carried it on. You would have had to check.
Why are you carrying on this 15 ounces bottle? Listen, bro, you got thinning hair. I'm just trying to charge it to women here.
I'm just trying to get my life together. I had a conversation with Meredith the other day, Schlegs, where I pointed out at least 100 gray hairs on my head. I'm like, this is bad. This is going to be really bad for me in the future.
Oh, dude, gray hair is just bare wisdom, man. All the things first off, you're losing weight. You're feeling great. Here's the one thing. It ain't going to help your golf game.
Wait, getting skinny is not going to help his golf game?
No, he's terrible.
I'm not very good. Yeah, I should already be dead from 5 years ago.
No. Exactly. From the time we had a death match.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I should have just chopped your head off.
Just put me out of my misery, please.
Is your 13th club a saber slice?
You know what we should do is we should have done that thing and you had to break a golf club across your back or something. Something that you could actually do. That would hurt. Or you know what? Maybe take a whooping on the flip the club over so it's just the handle around the back and the bottom of the thigh or something like that.
Maybe just a Happy Gilmore, Bob Barker situation.
Yeah.
That was stung. Anyways, what else is going on, man? Hey, Blue Jackets playing? They were close. Where we got?
Jackets, they're playing tonight. We got 10 games left to go. They got the Predators. They got the Predators at home tonight. So we are very much looking forward to that. We got Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre coming up a little bit later with us, which we're very excited to get the chat to. Bob just told me about, I don't know if he was talking to you or who this was because I was out last week, about the coach of Troy and the acronym and OKG being our kind of guy. I don't know. I mean, you've heard of acronyms, Schlegs. You've created some acronyms on the fly. That may be one of the best I've heard.
Yeah, our kind of guy. OKG. I do like it. I do like it. You know, and the good thing is like that guy has the greatest recruiting tool of like vetting players. Hey, do you want to go have some breakfast at the Waffle House? And if they're like, no, man, like, you know, then you're like, they're not our OKG, man, not our kind of guy. We want dudes that are willing to go to a Waffle House and just have a good time, you know, get an All-American. And then guess what? If something goes down, they're game. You know, we don't want the snobby ones. They're just going to want more NIL money just down the road. You know, we want people that are there for the city, for the team. OKGs, go to Waffle House. What a great recruiting. I was telling Antonio, I was like, hey, we should do that. But there's not a Waffle House like super close, which I'm like, dude, if they had a franchise, I'd open up one right there by that Cane's, which would be great. I'd just eat Cane's and OKG in a Waffle House all day. Man, I'd be fat as hell.
It's all right, Schlegs. I mean, listen, you were that guy in college.
Bob asked me, he was like, how long would it take you to get to 250? I'm like, Bob, like, what did I say? Did I say like 2 weeks?
He said a month, I think.
Oh my God!
I think I would take the under. I think I'd take the under.
Here's the thing: my parents are going back, and my dad's got his old JVC TV VCR built in. It's combo. It's sitting on the. They've got their main TV in their room, but this is sitting on the end table now, like right beside the chair and couch. So they turn and watch that. So Schlegs got all my old like videos of me playing. We watched me play basketball in middle school the other day with my son, and showing him some of the old moves from back in the day. And then my mom randomly texts Schlegs a picture from an interview post game.
So your mom's texting you, Schlegs?
Of course.
Yeah.
And I mean, this picture, Beam, I'll have to send it to you guys. It is one of the great all-time pictures. Schlegs looks like he ate former Schlegs. He looks like he's 47 years old. His face is so round and swollen. He's got a shadow on it. The hair's hanging down. I mean, it is a sight to be seen.
Yeah, it was extra thick. And you know what though? It just makes me appreciate my wife, what she did.
By the way, is she laying beside you right now?
No, I left. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Morning juice." She's like,
sounds so excited, Schlegs.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't because I forgot about it. Cause the other thing too is, I mean, my farm mattress and nobody's around, and I have my sleeping deal for the sleep apnea where I put my mouth guard in. And now again, that's a good point here. You know, sleep apnea, like sometimes there are choices. You know what I mean? It's like my bottom jaw, I got an underbite, but it got like my jaw falls back. And I also have a thick cylinder. And it's like, you know what? I could have less of a thick cylinder, maybe eradicate my sleep apnea. But the answer is no. Because one, you got to be able to take a punch to the face. And two, chicks dig thick cylinders. So it's like, those are just some things that you have to charge to winning as you go through life. Do you want to be the guy that can always button the shirt collar? Or you want to be the, like, you know, abnormal guy that's like, oh my gosh, like, can I please get a tie extender here or neck extender because my neck is so thick?
When's the last time you've worn one of those? I don't even know what it's called. No, it's not a bolo. I'm thinking of the old school like gym equipment where you used to attach like it to your head and you just used to have the plate. Yeah, the plates.
You mean like a day ago?
Okay, that was gonna be my question.
Yeah, I did it like a day ago.
Yeah.
I found it online. Listen to me. I can't find the OG. Mm-hmm. Like I remember when my dad gifted me things on special days, like my birthday. I got a gym equipment. I remember one time it was a special occasion where, you know, I did like the 95 dumbbells on bench for like 5. And he was like, all right, I'll go buy you the hundreds. I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? And then it was like, hey, my birthday came up or, you know, whatever. Guess what? Neck harness. I'll tell you what, not a finer piece of portable equipment than the leather with the white fuzz.
Yep.
OG neck harness. And here's the other thing. It was beautiful because they don't make them like this anymore. But like that little chin piece that came down that had the clip that went to the chain so you put the weights on, it was tilted. Because it can't be up and down because you're moving your face. It needs to be tilted because your head's forward. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So, but then, like, my dad would give me, like, 45s and stuff. So I got that. I was probably, like, 12. And he just, like, gave me a 25. I was like, Dad, I'm doing, like, 150 of these things. He's like, all right. And then he got me, like, a 45. Then I was just doing a 45 and a 25. I need more. I at one time in my room, I had, like, at least 135 on there doing neck. Just right. And it always, like, sat propped up next to my bed because I was too lazy to, like, you know, like put them on the ground and like I just like left it on the neck harness, propped up on my bed. I'd sit there on the side of my I just sit there on the edge of the bed and just freaking do neck.
Hey, and that, my friends, is how you get a thick cylinder like Anthony Schlegel. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
Hey, let's go Blue Jackets. Fire the cannon. Yep, see you guys. Bye, guys.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hey, Schleg's mentioned it. I lost almost 70 pounds with Awaken 180, and it's absolutely changed my life. Motivation from the start, it was pretty clear. Get healthy, be more active, become the dad that I wanted to be. And thanks to Awaken 180, well, mission accomplished. And then some. Program didn't just help me drop the weight. It completely changed my relationship with food. And I've learned so much about nutrition, eating healthier. That just comes naturally now. Everything's easier, whether I'm running around after Willie, hopping on a plane. Life just feels accessible again. Middle seat, why not? Something I've avoided for years. I wouldn't recommend it, but I can do it. The best part, hands down, being active with my son. More energetic, more involved, and fully present for every moment with my family. Trust me, nothing is going to beat that feeling. If you're ready to make that kind of change for your life, for your health, for your family, call Awaken 180 today. That is 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com. Hey, that NFL player survey we went over about a month ago, that was totally bogus. At least according to one NFL team owner who got really bad grades. That's in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, everything looking nice and clear on your roadways. No major crashes or slowdowns that we're watching. Busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and 71 near downtown. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus. Bone, did you know that the college basketball championship game is coming?
That's right. You want to go to HollywoodColumbus.com to reserve a table and guarantee your spot for that, for the draft watch party, all kinds of good stuff. You know what draft?
What draft?
All the drafts.
We can't say it, but it's a big draft.
Plus, with their Tea Time giveaway, you could win a golf cart or $10,000 in pen slot play Sunday, April 27th.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Buy 5, save 5 deals are back at Meijer. Buy 5 or more and save $5 or more when you mix or match on items like Dannon Light and Fit Greek Yogurt 4-packs, 5-pound bags of Halo Mandarin oranges, assorted varieties of Kraft cheese, and select 12-packs of Coca-Cola and Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable. Saving money during the Meijer Buy 5, Save 5 sale makes grocery shopping a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, everyone, what did you think of the chocolate bar?
It's too chewy.
Feels kind of chalky.
Too much nougat.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Business is booming for Steph's small marketing research firm.
After all these focus groups, there's only one conclusion. I need more researchers.
And she's way too busy researching.
Does this have peanuts?
To waste time researching resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Tuning into your favorite team's game or actually going to the stadium is better when you feel at your best. If something's not quite right, reduce tension and pain and increase flexibility with expert-assisted stretching at Stretch Lab. Each session is customized to your body's needs with your unique goals in mind. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, get an additional $10 off with code FAN10. That's code FAN10 at stretchlab.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, just a reminder, coming up right after the top of the 7 o'clock hour. Head coach of your national champions, Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day. He's going to join the program right after 7 o'clock this morning. Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Sharky, happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday to you, Beam.
Thank you.
It's always great to see your smiling face because whenever I see your smiling face, I have to smile myself.
Do you?
Because I love you.
I love you too.
Every year now, the NFL Players Association conducts a survey with its clientele to get grades on things like team, workplace, atmosphere, facilities, culture, etc. We've given the results here many times on Morning Juice. And it is not a small sample size. This year, nearly 1,700 players took part in the survey. Results were released in February. That's basically the whole NFL. If you take 53 times 32 teams. The New York Jets got bad grades, ranking 29th among the 32 NFL franchises. Now, Jets owner Woody Johnson is pushing back. Johnson was the only owner to receive an F grade in the survey, but he calls the survey totally bogus. He takes issue with the integrity of the poll and how they collect information. Bob, maybe Woody Johnson is just misunderstood.
This is the best thing I've ever heard, is when it's bad about you, you just say it's not real. It's fake news. How they do it is what's wrong. All these guys vote, and just because your players think that you're a crazy man and you're not doing a great job. Now, listen, they've got beautiful facilities. I think their food's pretty good. I think they spend money on the program. It's just, how much is he involved? Is he meddling too much? They said he was one in there and wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers in the middle of the season.
Robert Saleh wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
so then he got fired.
And then they fired him. I mean, listen, you are the owner and you can do whatever you want, but with that doesn't mean that it's free of consequence.
Right.
People may not like you. And I think that's where we're at.
So he's speaking to reporters at the league meetings that just took place here this past weekend. And it's even better when you read into what he was saying about this, how they collected the information, who they collected it from. It was supposed to be according to the agreement that we have with the league. It's supposed to be a process. We've got representatives. They've got representatives. So we know it's an honest survey. And that was violated, in my opinion. I'm going to leave it at that. But I do think there are a lot of owners that looked at that survey and said, this is not fair. It's not balanced. It's not every player. It's not representative of the players.
There's 1,700.
Almost every player in the NFL took part in this survey.
Yeah.
How you were pointing to it and saying that it's bogus and it's not fair and we weren't treated correctly on this. Listen, man, nobody's crying for you. All right. You own an NFL franchise. You've been really bad over the last decade and a half. You have the longest playoff drought in the entirety of the NFL. It's bad. We get it. You've been a meddling owner. There's a lot of stuff going on with your organization. That doesn't mean that it can't get better. And I give him credit because he went on to say, we're trying to get better every day. We've invested in some things. They've even offered, Bob, and I did think this was pretty interesting, said that Johnson confirmed a Sports Business Journal report that said the Jets have offered voluntary buyouts to approximately 170 to 250 of their employees inside the team. The deadline to accept was Monday. There's no layoffs, the Jets said. Johnson said the team decided to offer buyouts in part to help improve culture. So
if you don't want to be here, leave.
If you don't want to be here, leave. And he put his money where his mouth is, so I do give him a little bit of credit on this. But to call this a bogus survey is a pretty wild thing to say, and to say that the players weren't represented in this when every single player almost in the NFL took part in this survey, that's, to me, Woody, that's a little bogus.
Frank Reich is back as a head coach, but this time in college. The former Colts and Panthers head coach is headed to Palo Alto to take over as interim coach for 1 year only at Stanford. Reich coached quarterback Andrew Luck in Luck's final NFL season in Indy in 2018. Now Luck is Stanford football's general manager, and he has hired his former coach. My question, Beam, how do you recruit as an interim coach?
How do you recruit being in Palo Alto, California when you're part of the ACC? I don't know which one is more difficult to do. Now, I think the interim tag, it could be removed if he, goes 10-2 or whatever in the regular season and they fight for an ACC championship. I don't see exactly how that's going to be in the realm of possibility for him. But hey, whatever. It's obviously a tough situation that they're put in, right? They fired their coach here in the middle of spring ball. They got to scramble the Jets to be able to find another coach who's going to be willing and wanting to come in. He's got a great background, Frank Reich does, and he's got a good relationship with Andrew Luck. It's a tough job that Stanford is being put in. I am very much looking forward to the Frank Reich, Bill Belichick, North Carolina, Stanford ACC matchup that we are going to get this year, though. That's going to be theater.
Oh, yeah, the traditional matchup. Here's the reality for Stanford. You fired your coach during spring ball. You're not going to be able to fire all your staff because you're not going to be able to replace them, and they have a year contract, so you have to pay them anyway. And so, you know what they're doing, Shark? This is called treading water. I wish I had a better answer for you.
That's a good one.
They have nothing else that they're going to be able to do, and so this is the best they can get. And Andrew called up Frank and said, hey, we'll pay you some cash, come out here and just try to navigate this ship to not hitting the rocks is all we're doing. You don't have to get into port, just don't wreck it.
You know how long it's been since they've made a bowl game out at Stanford?
Probably 8 years.
It's been since 2018 since they've made a bowl game. So you're pretty close on that. It's hard to believe. Where they were at, I don't know. David Shaw had them 10 years ago so, 15 years ago. Jim Harbaugh, obviously, before that. But
3 Heisman Trophy finalists.
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey probably should have won it.
They've come a long way since then. So Frank Reich looks like a stopgap out there in Palo Alto. Head coach of your national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day. He joins us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. No crashes right now, but seeing busy traffic on 270 near Easton and on 23 on the north side of town. Make it a great day and a great week. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your Fan Traffic.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It changes, more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Columbus knows what it takes to be a champion. Just like your favorite team, Caster Connection plays to win. Our heavy-duty casters and wheels offer unmatched durability and ergonomic performance from manufacturing and material handling and beyond. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, two-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to lifesearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit lifesearch.com today.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
When you buy from Pella, you could meet Brad, Bob, maybe Mike, or 54 others that make our local Pella team so awesome.
And if you buy from me, you'll get to meet me.
Just a one-man operation, Wilson?
I've got a bunch of cousins helping me, but based on their work, I'm not sure they've got thumbs.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports. Sports.
Good morning. I'm Mark. The Shark Predators edge the Blue Jackets 4-3 in overtime on October 26th in Nashville. Tonight, the teams meet for the second and final time this season in Columbus. Face-off is 7 o'clock here on The Fan. At the age of 32, pitcher Kyle Hart finally has his first Major League victory. The Padres left-hander allowed 2 runs on 5 hits in 5 innings. As San Diego beat Cleveland 7-2, Jose Ramirez and Austin Hedges hit solo homers to account for Cleveland's runs. The Reds acquired pitcher Brady Singer from the Royals in November, and he made his first start for Cincinnati last night at home against Texas. All he did was allow no runs on 1 hit while striking out 8 as the Reds crushed the Rangers 14-3. Ellie De La Cruz went 4 for 5 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's great to have goals. It's even better to have experts to help you attain those goals. Experts in weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Tuesday. Coming up momentarily, head coach of your national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes. He's going to join us, Ryan Day. 7:17 this hour. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. He's going to join the program. We'll talk some Jackets with him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Here's the gist. Reds won last night. Guardians lost last night. Jackets at home tonight against the Preds, 7 o'clock, 6:30 here on The Fan. Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, checking with the head coach of your national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes. He is Ryan Day. Coach, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. Got practice happening here, I believe, in just over 2 hours over at the Woody. How are we feeling so far about spring ball? Thanks for the time.
Yeah, morning, boys. Yeah, it's been good. This group, it's got a lot of intensity, got a lot of edge to it. You know, so far spring has been very, very competitive. And I think going into spring, one of the things that we talked a lot about was, we got to make sure coming off of a 16-game season that we're smart about what we do. But the more we get into it, realizing we got to replace 13 starters, we realize we need more and more reps as we go. So we're about halfway through right now. It's been competitive. It's been good. Still got a lot of work to do.
So you mentioned replacing all these starters, and a lot of those guys, Coach, have just not been starters for a year. I mean, talking 2- and 3-year guys that have 30, 40 starts under their belt. And those were the leaders of this team. And now trying to build that leadership this year, there's a lot more open air than maybe there was before. How have you seen these guys kind of grow and mature into those roles?
Yeah, I think that's the key, is that we have talent, and I think, we've had talent in the past. But it's the other part that, like you're talking about, the experience, the leadership, the football IQ. You start to list all these things that are really the intangible things that when they walk out the door, you got to replace them. I think we have it in the building right now, but these guys just need more of opportunity to show that leadership, and try to find as many of those situations that we can create, in the weight room, on the field. And then they just need to play the game more. And the more they do that, the more they'll learn. And that's one of the big messages right now to our team is that, hey, you're going to make mistakes when you get on the field. But the great players, don't make them twice. They learn from it, they grow, and they continue to get better.
Coach, is there an indicator for you, whether you're on the recruiting trail or whether you're talking to guys in the transfer portal, that kind of indicate to you that they do have that ability? Like, the skill set's going to be the skill set, and the talent level is always going to be there with the guys that you're bringing in. But just the indicator of some of those things that you're talking about on the leadership front that you look for?
Yeah, I think one thing that's happened in recruiting, and I think it's happened naturally with the way things are with the transfer portal and NIL, is like recruiting now more than ever, at least here at Ohio State. Like, we open up our doors and we identify those that we think are a good fit in terms of, their athletic ability and how they fit into our schemes, but also how they fit into the program, the city of Columbus, being a Buckeye. But opening up our doors and saying, man, this is who we are. And not as much, maybe in the past there was, a little more of a sales job. And the reason for that is because guys can walk out the door at any moment. So what you do in recruiting, it has to be authentic. And, Ohio State's not for everybody. And so to explain exactly what it looks like, what our expectations are, what the expectations are here in Ohio for those who are from outside the state. The great thing is, I think that there's some really good young talent in the state of Ohio. So that's been great to see that coming up, because we know that's our foundation. But to answer your question, a big part of it is to explain exactly what we do here, what the expectations are in terms of leadership. And then guys are just, naturally attracted to it, or they're not, and that's the big thing in recruiting. I mean, once you get here, you have to live it. You have to want to be here so that, when adversity hits, you're willing to work through those tough times. And I think a big part of that is identifying the recruiting process, but also guys choose it, more almost than you talk them into it.
So part of that, that culture and showing who you are, the coaching staff, and you made some changes this year. Obviously, there's some departures, and you wanted to keep that continuity the best that you could. Can you talk a little bit about how that has worked so far, the integration of Matt Patricia, and then, Brian absorbing some bigger roles on that offense?
Yeah, I mean, time will tell, and, we still got a lot of work to do. But for me early on, I've been very excited, impressed with our staff, the energy, the chemistry. Guys are really getting after it. And I think coming off of a national championship, one of the negatives is, guys can start to maybe think back on the national championship as a staff. When you have new guys in here, they want to earn the respect of the team and earn the trust of the players and the coaches that are around them. So there's been an urgency. It's been good to get some different voices in front of our players. And I think you can feel that when you're out of practice. And so that part has been excellent. I like what we're doing on both sides of the ball and also on special teams right now. But like I said, time will tell. We still got a lot of work to do.
So, Coach, you start looking at this and how many years that you've been here, and it almost seems surreal. It goes incredibly fast. You had a lot of success, had some ups, had some downs. You win this first national championship. And I heard Jerry Birmingham kind of ask you a question similar to this, but do you feel like you've changed as a head coach? Is there something fundamentally different about you today than maybe there was January 1st?
Well, I think, I say this to the team, every practice, every game, and every year you have to upgrade, and I use the iPhone as the example. The iPhone that was around a couple years ago doesn't work anymore. I think it's the same as a coach. And a big part of that is being like the players and being able to be honest with yourself and realize where you have to get better. And I think, every year I've tried to do that, just like the rest of our coaches. I think it's important to have people that tell you the truth, that can, give you honest feedback. And there's a lot of areas that I think, I try to learn and grow from, not just, the schematics on the field, but how to manage people, the hiring process. The job of being the head coach at Ohio State is a lot different now than even 5, certainly 10, 20 years ago. So just trying to every year be honest and make those adjustments.
He is head coach of your national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Coach, from the first media availability after you had after your first practice in spring ball, and I'm sure that you've thought this before and in the past. Do you feel like you guys are going to win a game this year compared to where you were at a couple of weeks ago coming off that first practice? Because I believe your line was, I don't know if we're capable of doing that right now. Do you feel like maybe you guys are in a better spot a couple of weeks removed from that?
I feel like we might win 1 or 2 games. Okay. We still got a lot of work to do. So that's just how it goes, especially when you're replacing, some really good players. Spring ball is a little bit that way. And having that urgency, and I give our guys a lot of credit because, one of the first meetings that we had, they wanted some of the national championship stuff that's in the facility down because they're right. It's not like, we're defending champions or national champions. This team hasn't won a national championship before. We're trying to go win another national championship. And that has to be the mentality every time you walk in this building. I think our staff has that. I think our players have that. But making no assumptions. And today's a big practice for us. It's going to be a physical one.
So one of the other things, not only a coach, but also a father, your son RJ, rising junior at DeSales and going around the recruiting circuit now, and you've gone on some of those trips with him. I believe they have something pretty big up in, I think in Massillon on April 13th, a big camp. And you've been doing a lot of this stuff. As being involved in his recruiting and seeing this from the lens of a father changed a little bit of maybe the recruiting and coaching? Has it impacted you in any way?
Yeah, a big time. Yeah, it's allowed me the opportunity to spend time with RJ, which has been great. on that front, just how much he loves football. But and being a dad, but walking into a building and just seeing the recruiting process of some of the other programs has been, a little eye-opening to me, and allows us to take a look at our process. But I think more than anything, it just confirms the fact that during the process, what parents really want, and the people that we want here at Ohio State is someone that's going to take care of their sons. Because after maybe the third visit, I was like, listen, I'm not really interested in going to see your weight room or your stadium. And even quite honestly, I was like, you can save the academic presentation. My son's a 4.0 and where he's going to get his degree. I want to get around the people. I want to know the strength coach. I want to know the position coaches. I want to know the men and women in that building that are going to help raise my son, because you're going from one family to another family. And so it's just a great reminder that, a mom and dad are turning their son over to your program and to you. And that's our job. We have to win games, but winning games just allows us an opportunity to continue to help mold these young men, and that's our job.
We know that the mantra here is the people, the tradition, the excellence, Coach, and you got a couple of big weeks, big practice today here. Saturday, Student Appreciation Day. I know this is something that former players, current players, alums rave about in this Student Appreciation Day that has been something over the last decade or so here in Columbus.
Yeah, we try to really, thank the students for their support. They're unbelievable last year, and even at the celebration in the shoe after the national championship, seeing a bunch of the students there and the reception that they gave our team. So we like to open up a day of practice. It's been going on here for a long time. It's a great tradition. Yeah, we'll do that on Saturday, and we'll have some great recruits in the building. The Woody will be packed, and it creates such a great environment for our players. And we'll have some really good team drills that gets juiced up real quickly in there. Sometimes we got to rein it back in a little bit, but that's okay. Great opportunity for the students at Ohio State to come, spend an afternoon, watch our guys up close and personal practice.
So in the following week, it's huge on that weekend. We have the coaches clinic coming up Thursday, Friday on the 10th and 11th, culminated with the spring game on Saturday. Looks like the weather should be pretty good. And then ultimately after that, something that's been going on for 3 years that you've been a big part of, the Saddle Up event at the Woody with Russell Dickerson, north of Nashville. Talk a little bit about that and what that whole weekend's going to be like.
Yeah, a busy week. Like you said, we take a lot of pride in running a great clinic here for the high school coaches, obviously in the state of Ohio, but even in the surrounding areas. And that goes on that week leading into the weekend. The spring game itself, I think it's important to get some of our young players out there, and we will celebrate some of the players, from last season. So, a celebration of those guys in the past, but also a sneak peek into the next year, into the future. And I think it's going to be a great day of football, some cool ceremonies, at halftime and things like that. So. The spring game will be a great environment. I think it'll be awesome to have great crowd there for our guys to feel what game day is going to be like in that first one against Texas. And then later on that night, it's a big fundraiser for us in terms of NIL. We do that in the Woody. It's a pretty unique experience. We'll have north of Nashville, like you said, and Russell Dickerson here. We call it Saddle Up, and anybody who's been to it has just had a blast. And our former players will be there, Jack Sawyer, Will Howard, a bunch of the guys from last year, to kind of celebrate the national championship, but also raise some money for NIL and enjoy some good country music.
Coach, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a great practice today. Enjoy these next couple of weeks, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Thanks, fellas. Have a good day. Yep.
There he goes. Head coach of your national champion Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Always great stuff. That event sounds amazing.
It's a lot of fun getting in there. Woody A's, if you've never been inside, it's an awesome place on the indoor. Lighting, music, it's all good. And you get a kind of sneak peek behind the curtain of what it looks like in there and everything how it all operates. It's a ton of fun. It's a long day, Beam. I'm usually exhausted by that following day. And I know Ryan will be because he's got to take RJ and they've got to go, I think, on a big camp up there on Sunday morning. So I'm curious to see how that's going to all play out.
Well, it's the culmination of spring for them as well. That's a
coaches celebrate. They're all out there hanging out. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's an exhale at the same time as it is, a chapter being written for this version of the Buckeyes. Always appreciate him giving up some of his very busy day to come and join us. 10 games left to go for the Jackets. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to join us. We'll chat about him with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still tracking an issue on 71 northbound near North Broadway. We've got multiple crews responding to a crash in those northbound lanes. Also on 70 westbound, the left lane blocked off in those westbound lanes near 33 due to a crash over there as well. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay. Moving up payday so you could get your money faster. Up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
When your sump pump is no longer sumping and pumping, please don't become a sump pump grump.
A sump pump grump thinks whacking the pump will make it start working again.
But it never does.
Get Eco.
ECO. A sump pump grump will let a faulty sump pump completely ruin a perfectly good day.
Fortunately, I've invented a solution.
No more sump pump grump?
No more sump pump grump.
Get Eco.
ECO. Tell me about it, Jerry.
The solution is that you get Eco to do a sump pump inspection.
What would that include?
We check your pump, your battery backup, and all the downspouts and drains along the way to make sure everything is running clear.
How much?
That's up to you, Aaron.
Jerry, Eco would be happy to do that for just $89.
That's a great price.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
Hey Kroger shoppers, get ready for Customer Appreciation Week happening March 26th through April 1st. We've packed 7 days with amazing deals. And if you're a Boost member, you can save even more. Get excited and get ready to save. Thanks for being such an awesome customer. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Customers can save big on Kroger brand pasta and Kroger brand broth. Select varieties are only 99 cents each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Join now.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
Nearly 90% of Ohio's children grow up, learn, and dream at one of our public schools. As lawmakers continue to hammer out the new state budget, they must make sure the school funding formula reflects what it actually costs to provide a great education for everyone. Tell your lawmakers to keep their promise to Ohio's kids.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It'll be a chilly start for us as our wake-up temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s, but we will warm up this afternoon, slightly below average, but highs will be in the mid to low 50s with mostly sunny skies. Mostly cloudy overnight with lows in the 40s, and then we really warm up for Wednesday as our highs climb in the mid to upper 70s with breezy winds. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, before we head out, check in with our man, the hyphenator.
Oh, you hear the sound. You know what it means. It means it's a Tuesday. It's an appetizer Tuesday, the first one of March.
Or April.
First one of April. And that's no joke. No joke. You get the mac and cheese bites. They're delicious, Beam. And the best part is, if you struggle getting macaroni to your beak with a spoon or a fork,
like Willie does,
you can get the mac and cheese bite. So it's a handheld mac and cheese delivery system covered in crispy, crunchy cheddar coating, deep fried and served with sour cream. So good, you'll wish you were Billy again. $3 all day long at Roosters. And here's the best. I'm going to give you a $50 gift card here in about an hour if you play That's What He Said with us.
Of course. God, that sounds great. Maybe I'll take Willie over there for lunch today.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Bean Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Every Tuesday at this time, we head out to the hotline, check in with our great friend. He is the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Jean-Luc, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. If I were to tell you at the beginning of the season that with 10 games left to go, the Jackets would only be a couple of points out of a playoff spot, would you have taken that, yes or no?
Absolutely. I think we all would have taken it, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to ask because we had Bob on yesterday, Bobby Mack, which we get to talk to him every Monday, and he was just telling us to prepare ourselves for the roller coaster of emotions, let alone game to game, but maybe period to period, given this team's recent performances, what we're going to see over the next 10 games.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. And, all the fan base are going through it right now. It's really, really, really funny to look at the different market and how they handle it, right? It's like the market in Montreal right now, they go from, hey, let's get ready for the Stanley Cup playoff, everybody's excited, to, hey, now let's fire everybody because we're out by 2 points, right? And meanwhile, they're in the same situation we were, where it was like they just want to be kind of like in the mix in March or February, and now there we are in April, and they're in right now. But, it's just Jackets win tonight, and Montreal comes out. If they lose against Florida tomorrow or something like that, and then it's going to be panic button again. But, that's what makes sports so unique, right? You get your expectation are X, and then once you get a little taste of it, you just want it right away. So we'll see what happens. But I know, the guys definitely, there's no doubt, they're all invested in. They want it. It's just a matter of, this could be like the most fantastic finish in the Eastern Conference we've seen in a long, long time.
So, Jean-Luc, give me your emotional state from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock on Friday during that Vancouver game.
Well, if depression, hope, jubilation, and disappointment, and then jubilation again could be all, live within 3 periods on an overtime of hockey, I think that's about as good as a job as this team did to play with my emotions that day. There's no doubt. Listen, it's kind of crazy. That's what makes hockey so exciting, right? Or sports so exciting. Is like you never know. And I know that sports betting is a big thing now, but it's like you just got to scratch your head sometime when you see those results, because it just seems like the team was completely out of it. Then they come back, and then late in the third, there Olivier scores right after Boone Jenner, and you think, okay, we got this game in the pocket, and then Vancouver comes back and ties it again. I mean, it was an incredible game. It was extremely entertaining. Kind of a nightmare as a coach, but right now you just want to see the 2 points, so I'm sure everybody was happy.
How nice has it been as we check in with the hyphenator Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline? I know we've talked about Boone and his return since his big-time injury about a month ago or so now, but not only to see him back in the lineup, Jean-Luc, but also to be producing at the level in which he is right now.
Yeah, it's nice to see. And I think for Boone Jenner, I don't think his game really changed. I think it's just like a lot of the guys kind of forgot what Boone Jenner's game is all about. And now you're starting seeing everybody, the Blue Jackets has done a better job as far as getting pucks through from the blue line, from the point, because Boone is extremely good at deflecting the goaltender, deflecting the puck in front of the goaltender, disturbing the piece there in that blue crease. That's what he does best. So over the last few games, you're seeing more and more guys just starting to throw the puck at the net when Boone is around, because that's what he does best, and you can tell that he really enjoys that role. So I love seeing old Boone back. When he first came back, it takes a while. I mean, it's been almost a full calendar year since he played at that point, so to really get his timing back. But right now, couldn't be a better time to see old number 38, the captain, on top of his game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at him and his production since he's come back, and over the last few games, it has been pretty good. How are you feeling tonight about Nashville? I saw Dean Evison yesterday with an interesting comment, like the point differential, maybe the point differential, but it's still an NHL team. I know that they're not the best team in the league, Jean-Luc, and we like to do this and kind of project wins and losses based on other teams' results. But, I mean, make no buts about it. Like, this is a game in which you need to get looking at the rest of the schedule, right?
Oh, absolutely. Every game until the end of the season, you never know what's going to happen. And you look at a team like Nashville, they're coming back. They're coming from a game in Philadelphia last night, so it's a back-to-back for them. Hopefully that can play, in the advantage for the Blue Jackets. We all know the struggle they've had in back-to-back games. But you look at Nashville, and you're thinking, okay, well, UC Saros is going to be in net most likely because they had their backup playing Philly yesterday, which they dropped that game. But, they got a few key guys that are missing, especially on the blue line there. Roman Josi is not playing. So right now, their number one defenseman actually happens to be Nick Blankenburg, who used to be with the Blue Jackets last season. So, and he's been doing a really, really good job there. But you cannot look at that and thinking this is going to be easy, because a lot of these teams right now that are out of the playoffs are the teams making the most noise as far as winning games. And the reason why is there's really no pressure, right? The guys are playing for contract next year, et cetera. So, you look at teams like Buffalo's been winning, Philadelphia's been winning, obviously, since the firing of John Tortorella. And, on the West Coast, same thing. Teams like Anaheim are doing better. So there's no easy game. There's no automatic 2 points. So for the Blue Jackets, you want to be focused and not let that one slip away.
Hey, Jean-Luc, before we get you out of here, I asked Bobby Mack this same question yesterday. The possibilities that Ovi breaks the record either here in Columbus or in D.C. against the Blue Jackets. They've got 5 games left to go before they get to that back-to-back against the CBJ, and he needs 5 games left to go. Just kind of your thoughts on the potential of that happening.
I personally think he's going to break the record before.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going there is if you're looking at Wayne Gretzky's record, right, he got, I think it was in 1,487 games that he scored all these goals. And right now, Ovechkin is sitting at 1,483. Right, which is exactly 4 games less, right? And there's something inside of me, nobody's talking about it, that tells me that
Ovi would like to do it in the same amount or less than Gretzky. So I bet you he's going to be pushing pretty hard here over the next 4 games to beat that record. So that's just like a little feeling that I have as far as, athletes or competitor. Yes, he wants to beat the record, but I bet you'd love to beat that record in even less game, probably one less game than Wayne. So, hey, let's see what happens. But, yeah, I was looking at those numbers yesterday, actually, and I think he's only 4 games off. So right now, if you could score those, what he's got, 5 missing, right?
Yeah.
In the next 4 games, then you would actually, break the record in less game. I bet you big number 8 is going for that. So maybe it won't happen against the Blue Jackets.
I'll tell you, if there's one thing, I wouldn't doubt the guy who's going for the all-time NHL goals record to score 5 goals in 4 games. It doesn't seem something that's out of the realm of possibility at all. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a great call tonight. We'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, guys. See ya.
There he goes, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Sharky, good news for you. I think they were very open and honest yesterday, the Browns. The Deshaun Watson era in Cleveland finally seems like it's over. That's in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still tracking an issue on 71 northbound near North Broadway. We've got multiple crews responding to a crash in those northbound lanes. Also on 70 westbound, the left lane blocked off in those westbound lanes near 33 due to a crash over there as well. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up 8:30 today, 1 hour away from right now. Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program. Talk some Browns with him. Probably about this. Browns owner Jimmy Haslam Monday called the team's trade for Deshaun Watson a big swing and miss.
Of course. You missed the fact that in a half hour, Schlegel will reappear in one of his phenomenal sessions.
Well, he had just woken up out of bed. Literally, he was like getting out of bed when Shark called him.
Which is great because some mornings he's like up lifting and has already ingested 200 milligrams of coffee. Today,
not so much.
Was the other end of that spectrum. Just kind of like Jimmy Haslam, probably when they signed Deshaun Watson.
It might be. I might enjoy talking to him straight out of bed a little bit more because you really have no idea what he's going to say. I mean, when he's all hopped up on the caffeine, you kind of figure, and he's all fired up and yelling and screaming. And I imagine him on the other side of the phone. He's already sweaty.
Oh yeah,
you know.
He looked like Mike Tomlin during those interviews yesterday. Did anybody else see that?
No.
Mike Tomlin. Shark, did you see that yesterday? Mike Tomlin during the.
Is he sweating?
Yes. Was he sweating? He looked like someone was spraying him with water. Like,
oh yeah, sure.
He goes, how do you feel about the unsettled? Like,
where are they at?
They're at the coaches' meeting somewhere in a tropical place. We talked about how do you feel about the your team maybe being unsettled at the quarterback position?
Dripping sweat.
And if I was him, I would have said I feel no more unsettled than how much I'm sweating right now.
Are you sweating because of the quarterback position?
It is dripping in his eyes.
Yeah, he's got a nice lather, super nice lather going on.
Yeah, it was. It's frothy.
I mean, that's given Sean Miller a run for his money.
Oh,
He
yeah.
hasn't soaked through the shirt yet, but he's on his way.
His face, he was kept putting he didn't have a towel, so he just keeps wiping it with his hand. His hand's probably
Dude, I
soaked,
get it.
wiping it on his pants.
I get it, man. I've been
These
there
guys are just
before.
cute. The best part is the reporters just act like it's not even happening.
Mike, are you okay?
Hey, man, you want us to get you a towel and maybe a glass of water? I mean,
it's to help you out, big dog.
Big fella's gassed.
I guess so, man.
Asking all those questions. You got quarterback issues, you got problems. And so whether it's the Steelers right now or Jimmy Haslam and the Browns finally
Well, the Browns quarterbacks issue they're over. You're through it now, aren't you?
They're bringing in Kirk Cousins, I guess.
Well, they have Kenny Pickett, which Kevin Stefanski was pretty excited about yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Very excitable guy.
Small hands Kenny.
Yeah. So March 20 of 20, what? That too. March of 2022, Browns obviously acquired Watson from the Texans in a trade package that included 3 first-round picks. Then you signed him to the $230 guaranteed. Here's what Jimmy Haslam said. We took a big swing and a miss with Deshaun. We thought we had the quarterback. We didn't. We gave up a lot of draft picks to get him, so we've got to dig ourselves out of that hole. The trade was an entire organization decision, and it ends with D and I. So I hold us accountable. There you go. I feel like we've been trying to hold that. We've been trying to get that answer from anybody up there this entire time. And for the first time in this entire saga, have you heard them openly admit that that was a mistake?
Well, here's the problem. Because if you didn't admit that that was on you, then you would be saying it's on your coach and GM.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you would have to start, people would want you to hold them accountable. You're the owner. You're not going anywhere. And so it's important for you, if you were involved in it, you were complicit in that, and hey, I signed off on it. I was ready to go. We talked about it. I was just as enthusiastic as everybody else. So I'm to blame. Buck stops with me. And so I do appreciate him coming out and saying that. Shark, do you feel better or worse as a fan that he came out and said all that?
I feel better. I feel like we've gone through 3 seasons, I would say even the last 2, where nobody has been held accountable for this.
No.
And, man, did I look for a half an hour this morning trying to find somebody who had a microphone in front of his face when he said that, and it's not out there.
Come on.
He was talking to, apparently, newspaper guys who were writing this down, and no microphones.
They don't record it so they could hear it later?
It's not out there, Bob.
Not for public
really
dissemination?
looked everywhere. But, yeah, I was glad to hear him. It doesn't change anything.
No, of course it doesn't.
It is what it is.
It does acknowledge the fact that he was on board, and I was.
Yep.
I was complicit.
We're the ones that it stops. Because if not, then you're saying it's your management team. And so if you think they're that incompetent, then why aren't they being, held to the fire a little bit?
Yeah, and I think that's all that. And listen, I'm not a Browns fan, but I would think that that's all you would want to hear, because from Andrew Berry to Kevin Stefanski the last couple of years, even after the Achilles rupture, I mean, we've heard Andrew Berry say his recovery's going well. We're excited to get him back, yada, 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 whatever. He had a setback. It's like, he can't be your answer. There's no way he can be your answer. So now you get Jimmy up there in front of a microphone saying that it was a mistake.
Are there any comments about Myles Garrett from him? I didn't see that.
About Jimmy Haslam?
Yeah. I mean, because that's kind of the next question that's asked. Like, number one, quarterback, okay, since we're being open, since we've got our honesty hats on now.
What's going on with the Myles Garrett contract and trade request?
It's interesting, and Beamer brought it up as the tease to this segment about it looks like his days are done in Cleveland. And, they asked Kevin Stefanski about it yesterday, and Kevin was like, no, Deshaun's rehabbing every day. He's right on where he's supposed to be.
Make sure you have the communication funneled and you're saying the same message.
And he's not down in Texas doing it. He's in Cleveland rehabbing every day. So I'm not sure they're going to cut ties.
And what's that $92 million? That's still tied to
exactly.
him.
So they release him. They're going to pay $92 million. If they just hang on to him, they're going to pay $92 million because nobody's going to take that contract. So maybe it's Kenny and Deshaun. The future of the Browns is Kenny and Deshaun.
Sounds great. Couple ACC quarterbacks.
Playoffs, here we come.
I like that.
Small hands.
Now that they've
openly... The guy who loves massages.
Now that loves big hands, probably.
Now that they've openly admitted this, do you feel like they're going to take a quarterback at 2, or do you think that...
I don't know. A lot of people are reading into that. I don't know what to make of it. It would have to be Shador. right? Because it
doesn't have to be. You could trade up to number one.
You could.
I think Cam.
I think Tennessee is set on Cam.
Well, yeah, but
to Brian Callahan and how much he respects Cam.
They also sent a ton of their personnel down to Miami for his pro day. Like a ton. GM was down there. Brian Callahan was down there. Quarterbacks coach was down there. Coordinator. Like it was like 6 or 7 high-level personnel group from the Titans that were down there with Cam.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything's for sale, though.
You've told us that, Shark.
You can't.
Everything's for sale.
You could call.
Although, I don't know how much draft capital they have. I haven't really looked into it.
They got tons. They're back in the first-round game, baby.
I don't want to go from 2 to 1 and have to give up a number one in 2026.
Here's the thing. If you swing and a miss with 3 or 4 first-rounders, you get back on that horse, Shark, and you give them up again. See what it can do for you.
And the horses into war.
Yes.
Like Jameis, just get back on that horse, Sharky. Yeah, I did find that to be fascinating, though, that for the first time since this entire process has been going on, let alone the injury. I mean, let's not forget that Deshaun Watson was bad.
If they would have had the first round, if they would have had the number 2 overall pick 3 years ago, they could have drafted C.J. Stroud. But instead, they gave him away for Deshaun. That's the timing.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Timing in life, Shark, is everything.
The thing is, I'm trying to think what they finished in.
Sorry, Joe. Did you forget what's going on?
No, I'm just wondering. They didn't have the number. They wouldn't have had the number 2 overall pick, would they?
No, because they were coming off the playoffs.
No, they were good.
No,
I'm saying it's a function of
Houston used that pick that the Browns gave them for CJ.
So the Browns did draft
Right?
CJ.
I don't know. I would have to go back and look at this draft.
Yeah, they made the playoffs in 23, but not in 22. You're right, Bob. They would have had the number 2 pick.
Even then, but here's the point: is this year they have the number 2 pick, and there's just nobody good available. Like it's timing is everything in this.
Well, that we don't think.
Well,
they could be. There could be.
There's nobody that's projected to be that, and I mean, who knows? Maybe they would have traded up with that pick to draft Bryce Young instead.
And then irony of all irony is CJ kicked their butt in the playoffs in 2023 as a rookie.
In his rookie year against Joe Flacco. Yeah, some things, they just work out funny that way in the universe. There's a lot to be juiced about here on this Tuesday. We do that next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching heavy delays on 71 northbound. 2 left lanes blocked off near North Broadway as crews work to clear up an injury crash. Also still watching the left lane blocked off on 70 westbound right near 33. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Tri-State Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Save big money on the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing has the best wind and hail resistance and may qualify for savings on your homeowner's insurance. Choose from 29 beautiful colors available in cut-to-your-length panels for fast installation. View our entire selection of steel roofing in-store or on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for other hot deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
Oh, for someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay -108 than -110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
By the way, the Browns would not have had that number 2 pick in the 2023 NFL draft. They would not have had it. So I'm reading just from Wiki right now, and my eyes are kind of going to.
Someone said Houston packaged that and traded up for Will Anderson.
Yeah, correct. So that the Browns' original pick ended up being the 12th pick in that draft from Cleveland via Houston and Arizona.
Yeah.
So they flip-flopped it around. It would not have been that exact pick.
My son Josh was listening, and he said the first-round picks the Browns traded for Watson ended up being Jordan Davis, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Brian Thomas Jr. Picks
So it was
13,
Gibbs.
12, and 23.
Yeah, so it was the 12th pick in that draft. It was Jahmyr Gibbs who was taken, which also been pretty nice. It's not C.J. Stroud, but it would have been pretty good. All right, let's get juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Sharky, it's a Tuesday. We're going to hear from this gentleman coming up here, top of the 8 o'clock hour. What's he got to say this morning?
Now my left knee is like super mad at me. Just over there on the Google machine, looking it up. She's like, "You might have West Nile." And I'm like, "Well, the Nile, that's all the way over there in Africa. We're in Central America. I don't know how you're going to get it from there."
He was in Costa Rica and got the West Nile. That would be East Nile.
Yes.
East of the Nile, I guess. Anyway, Beam, thanks for setting me straight on that. Josh, thanks for setting me straight. I'm an old man. I can't remember how all these things played out. All I know is we gave up 3 first-round draft picks and then handed the guy $230 million guaranteed that we still haven't dug ourselves out of. But that's all right. I'm thinking positive thoughts. What has you juiced? Ryan Day has me juiced. I'll tell you what. I'm not afraid to say it as a 64-year-old man. I love Ryan Day. I love him as a coach. I love him as a man. I love when we have him on the show. He gives the best answers. They're always well thought out, and I loved Bobby asking him about being on the recruiting trail as a parent.
Yeah.
I thought he gave a great answer. I'm not going to tell you what the answer is because maybe we'll play that interview tomorrow, or maybe you're going to listen to it today on our various forms of streaming and podcasting. Also, in November, Jonathan India was traded to Kansas City for Brady Singer. I don't know if you know this or not. We are your Central Ohio home of Cincinnati Reds baseball here on The Fan. Brady Singer last night made his Reds debut, went 7 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 8. He is the first Reds pitcher since Tom Seaver in 1977 to make his debut by pitching at least 7 shutout innings. How's that for you? And then, I don't know if you're going to use this or not, Beam, Ellie De La Cruz last night. Oh, my gosh. The guy leads.
Hey, were you aware that he was a triple away from the cycle?
I did watch the game. Ellie De La Cruz leads the league in strikeouts. He leads the league in errors. But you know what? He's maybe the most exciting player in baseball. And
he is electrifying.
He is. It's must-see TV when that guy comes up to the plate. And he's using the torpedo bat, but I don't think he needs to because that dude can hit the ball a long way anyway. Bob, what has you juiced?
Oh, goodness. Ohio State's got practice again today, so excited to get out there. You mentioned we had Ryan Day on, which is awesome. You know, since the last couple of years, developing the relationship with Ryan, having him come on. You know, we've had Ross come in here a bunch. You get the Stiles brothers have come through, Lathan Ransom, Jack Sawyer, Cody Simon, you know, a bunch of guys, and just trying to share the great young men that we have as players and then get to expose, you know, the coaches, the ADs, everybody else here, the things that I get to know and see with those guys each and every day of what type of people they are. So always just juice to know that we have great people working at Ohio State, and we're able to bring you those people through the morning juice each and every day. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of it.
Absolutely, man.
And it's always fun, man. Always fun. Because that never happened before, Shark. I mean, that was never a thing going on here prior to this. So it's a big deal for us and excited for that. Now, Shark, I don't even know when I sent this over. Maybe, who knows? But
like
the 3
Friday, maybe?
That's perfect. The 3 types of athletes.
3 kinds of players. There's an A in talent, A in mindset. He's your best player, hardest worker. You don't coach very many of those. Then you got A in talent, B in mindset. These are the players that are streaky, inconsistent, can't learn. They'll do 15 things one time, but they can't ever get better. And they're coach killers. They look great, but they can't play. Then you have the B in talent and the A in mindset. And these are the kids that make you look great because they don't look like they have talent, but they have great talent. They can learn. They'll do one thing 50 times to get better. They do personal, purposeful practice by themselves in the gym. I mean, they go in the gym and they really get better. And they eventually overcome the A-B. And they just go by them because they've got that A mindset. And those are the kids that are extremely successful because they've used their abilities to the fullest. And it's not going to be a matter of they're jumping or running when they're running a business or whatever they do.
Zach Thomas told me this when I was playing, and it was his last season, ended up being his last season. And Zach's not a big guy, not the fastest dude, not the strongest dude in the world. Hall of Famer, though. And he goes, listen, you don't need to be good at 100 things. Find 1 or 2 and get really good at them, and that'll bode well for you in life. And that's what Coach Don Meyer was talking about right there. Beam, what's got you juiced, sir?
What's got me juiced? I did see this. College football is great. We all love college football, right? And we love the uniqueness and the bizarreness and the zaniness and wackiness of college football. I do think this is pretty awesome, though. If you find yourself in Myrtle Beach at all this coming fall, maybe you're on a golf trip, maybe you're on a little family vacation for a nice little fall break, you're going to want to go down to see the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina. They did announce yesterday that all of their concessions will be free at home football games for this fall. Fans can get 4 items per concession visit. There'll be a hot dog, nachos, popcorns, and fountain drinks. So all your, run-of-the-mill concession stand food with no limit on the number of in-game visits. That's a great idea. I don't know what the attendance is down at Coastal Carolina. I don't know if they're struggling for attendance, but I know that a lot of programs are, I mean, the TV watching experience at home is so good, Bob, and sometimes it's a pain in the butt. As much as we love the horseshoe and going to Buckeye games, like, yeah, Shark, you have talked about it a lot. Like, I don't want to go down there for the whole day. Like, it's a lot to get down there. So I thought that was a good job by Coastal Carolina announcing that all the concessions will be free at home football games for this fall. What else has got me juiced? Swim lessons tonight.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we got swim lessons tonight. And it was this place that we're going, they actually, I thought you would appreciate this. They listed some goals. They listed some goals for Willie, and the number 1 goal was no tears in the pool. I'm like, well, I can think of a better goal for that. Maybe tears would be second, but maybe no other things in the pool from him might be the number one goal for everybody to achieve. But we're doing that tonight around 5 o'clock. Very excited.
Yeah, let me know how that goes.
I'm like, there's no way he's going to cry in the pool. It's like his favorite thing in the entire world. We have this picture frame at home, and anytime he sees water, jump in water, take a shower, take a bath, pool, pond, lake. I'm like, dude.
Got a pool, we got a pond. Pond would be good for you.
So very excited to accomplish that tonight, to see whether or not he literally sinks or swims. Schlegs, he's going to join us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now we are still watching delays on 71 northbound. We've got the 2 left lanes blocked off right near North Broadway from a crash earlier this morning. Expect to be slow moving coming out of downtown. And on 70 westbound, still watching 1 crash right near 33 that has the left lane blocked off. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Hey, Ohio State fans. While others cut corners, like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil Change is Buckeye-level quality. We train hard and treat every day like game day. We're always quick, but never rushed. And you can stay in your car while our experts do the work. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit valvoline.com/Buckeyes to find your nearest location and access exclusive fan savings.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
And today, Pella's excited to announce our 100-year anniversary.
Cut! Leslie, you accidentally said 100 years.
Not an accident, Wilson.
What?
When you do the windows that look the best, you tend to stick around for a while.
I can't compete with that. Buy from her.
Get the windows that have been around for 100 years. The windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Evan Cohen here. When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. So what ends up happening? You do a few push-ups and sit-ups in your room, run around the block, or you just skip it entirely. Lame. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover there's a fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and power your bis and tris the right way, or de-stress with some cardio. The choice is yours. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at lq.com.
Michelle Smallman here for the Capital One Venture X card. If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, you can earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary travel. And you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book through Capital One Travel. Plus, you'll get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Blue Jackets remain 2 points out of a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Nashville has already been eliminated from playoff contention in the West. Tonight, the Jackets and Preds meet in Columbus. Face-off is 7 o'clock here on The Fan. In baseball, the Reds scored 10 runs combined in their first 3 games of the season. In Game 4 last night, they scored 14. Ellie De La Cruz had a single-double, 2 homers, and 7 RBIs as Cincinnati crushed Texas 14-3 at Great American Ballpark. For the first time in their 57-year franchise history, the Padres are 5-0. They remained perfect on the season with a 7-2 win over the Guardians in San Diego. Gavin Sheets had a pair of 2-run doubles. In the women's NCAA basketball tournament, Texas topped TCU 58-47, and Connecticut beat USC 78-64, so the Final Four is set. In Friday's semifinals in Tampa, Texas faces South Carolina while UConn meets UCLA. Breaking sports news on The Fan.
If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us here on a Tuesday. Coming up momentarily, Schlegel, he's going to join the program. And then at 8:30 this morning, Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program. We'll talk some Browns and some return from vacation from him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the Master Griller.
A lot of days, I highly recommend you go back and listen to the podcast, which the podcast is presented by Prime Sportsbook. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code GISTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. You can listen to the podcast. You can go back and listen to the YouTube show, or watch the YouTube show, rather. Head coach of your Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day, he joined the program in the 7 o'clock hour, top of the 7 o'clock hour, 1 hour ago. Really, really good stuff from Ryan Day. Talking about recruiting processes a little bit, Bob, spring ball. Him being a recruiter himself, but also being a father to a young man who is being recruited at a pretty high level. It was really good. So I'd recommend you go back and either listen to the podcast or watch the YouTube show and go take a listen to that. Always thoughtful, always insightful. Very good talk that we had with him. Like Sharky mentioned, Reg smoked the Rangers last night, 14-3. Ellie De La Cruz, 2 homers, 7 RBI. Someone asked Tito after the game, were you aware that Ellie was a triple shy of the cycle? Yep, I was. I was watching the game. 6:40 back at it tonight. That game is over on ESPN Columbus. Padres 7, Guards 2, 9:40 this evening. And the Jackets, big home game tonight against the Preds at 7 o'clock. 6:30 coverage can be heard right here on The Fan. Every Tuesday we get to check in with this animal. And I have a false start, 5-yard penalty. Let's play the open.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Every Tuesday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, checking with our best friend. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
What is crappening? Columbus Shark literally just woke me up.
Good.
So you're going to get all the juice I got, like, straight out of bed. Like, do you wake up like this? The answer is yes, I do. Especially since I sat on a tarmac in Baltimore for 3.5 hours with no Wi-Fi. It was bumpy.
What did you do for those 3.5 hours?
Hold on. Why didn't you have any type of internet?
Well, I bought the internet package, right? That's what you do. Like, you get down.
But you were on the ground, though.
I know, Bob, but it kept going in and out and like freezing, and I'm trying to work on, Google Docs and Team Builder and different things for like training and like, whatever.
I get that, but you're not at altitude, so you could access just normal internet, like the normal 5G down there.
Well, bro, I think what they do is when they get on their plane, you know what? That's one thing I did not try was
you should have disconnected the Wi-Fi.
Turn my phone's Wi-Fi off. Just go to the hotspot.
Yes.
But the other thing too is that when you're sitting out there that long and you're running your thing on the hotspot, then your backup juice thing goes down for your phone. My backup block, there's charging issues. There's all sorts of stuff that you got to prepare.
Charge it to winning, Schlegs.
I did. I got some stuff done. My first flight, though, bro, I slept so hard. And like when I'm sleeping, my biggest worry is when I'm on a plane. Is when I take a nap, my body will jerk, right? Or when I'm sleeping, my body.
Someone else will, or you will?
No, my body moves. Like it's just like violence.
Yeah.
You know?
Are you afraid that you're going to like hit someone or knock someone out?
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm not trying swinging. I'm not like swinging, but like I'll just be there unconscious. You know what I'm saying? And that it was go time. I put the AirPods in, put on a little praise and worship music. I tip my cap over my eyes. And
Hey, hold up. You literally pull your hat down over your eye. What are you, a cowboy?
I am, yeah. What are you talking about? Who doesn't do that?
Is this your cowboy hat you had on or just a regular hat?
No. This is just a regular armory hat, camo. But like, who doesn't do that? It's like the international signal for, hey, guess what? I'm sleeping.
I agree with you in that, and that's pretty remarkable. I just can't believe, Schlegs. I've never seen anybody actually do that on a plane. And I've seen people pull out a sleep mask. I always wear sunglasses. I'll travel with sunglasses because I hate it when the light's coming in through the windows, and that's why I'll wear those and then tip the head back and go to sleep. I've never like pulled my hat off my head and like kind of set it up over my eyes though, and that's probably because I don't fly in hats often, Schlegs. I mean, didn't your mom ever tell you not to wear a hat indoors?
Yeah, but you know why? It's because you got that lush hair because you've been on that good shampoo, and my hair is thinning.
I told you. Listen, I told you to get it for me before you left.
That's okay. It probably would have been too big to fit in the confines of the bottles.
That would have been tough. I don't think you could have carried it on. You would have had to check
why are you carrying on this 15 ounces bottle? Like, listen, bro, you got thinning hair. I'm just trying to charge it to women here.
I'm just trying to get my life together. I had a conversation with Meredith the other day, Schlegs, where I pointed out at least 100 gray hairs on my head. I'm like, this is bad. This is going to be really bad for me in the future.
Oh, dude, gray hair is just bare wisdom, man. Like all the things first off, you're losing weight. You're feeling great. Here's the one thing. It ain't going to help your golf game.
Wait, getting skinny is not going to help his golf game?
No, he's terrible.
I'm not very good. Yeah, I should already be dead from like 5 years ago.
No. Exactly from the time we had a death match.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I should have just chopped your head off. Then
put me out of my misery, please.
Is your 13th club a saber, Schlegs?
You know what we should do is we should have done that thing and you had to break a golf club across your back or something. Something that you could actually do. That would hurt. Or you know what? Maybe take a whooping on the flip the club over so it's just the handle around the back and the bottom of the thigh or something like that.
Maybe just a Happy Gilmore, Bob Barker situation.
Yeah.
But no, that was stung. Anyways, what else is going on, man? Hey, Blue Jackets playing? They were close. What do we got?
Jackets, they're playing tonight. We got 10 games left to go. They got the Predators. They got the Predators at home tonight. So we are very much looking forward to that. We got Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre coming up a little bit later with us, which we're very excited to get the chat to. Bob just told me about, I don't know if he was talking to you or who this was because I was out last week, about the coach of Troy and the acronym and OKG being our kind of guy. I don't know. I mean, you've heard of acronyms, Schlegs. You've created some acronyms on the fly. That may be one of the best I've heard.
Yeah, our kind of guy. Okay, G. I do like it. I do like it. You know, and the good thing is that guy has the greatest recruiting tool of like vetting players. Hey, do you want to go have some breakfast at the Waffle House? And if they're like, no, man, like, you know, then you're like, they're not our OKG, man, not our kind of guy. We want dudes that are willing to go to a Waffle House and just have a good time, you know, get an All-American. And then guess what? If something goes down, they're game. You know, we don't want the snobby ones. They're just going to want more NIL money just down the road. You know, we want people that are there for the city, for the team. OKGs, go to Waffle House. What a great recruiting. I was telling Antonio, I was like, hey, we should do that. But there's not a Waffle House like super close, which I'm like, dude, if they had a franchise, I'd open up one right there by that Cane's, which would be great. I'd just eat Cane's and OKG in a Waffle House all day. Man, I'd be fat as hell.
It's all right, Schlegel. I mean, listen, you were that guy in college.
Bob asked me, he was like, how long would it take you to get to 250? I'm like, Bob, like, what did I say? Did I say like 2 weeks?
He said a month, I think.
Oh my God!
I think I would take the under. I think I'd take the under.
Here's the thing: my parents are going back, and my dad's got his old JVC TV VCR built in. It's combo. It's sitting on the. They've got their main TV in the room, but this is sitting on the end table now, like right beside the chair and couch. So they turn and watch that. So Schlegel's got all my old like videos of me playing. We watched me play basketball in middle school the other day with my son, and showing him some of the old moves from back in the day. And then my mom randomly texts Schlegel a picture from an interview post game.
So your mom's texting you, Schlegel?
Of course.
Yeah.
And I mean, this picture, Beam, I'll have to send it to you guys. It is one of the great all-time pictures. Schlegel looks like he ate former Schlegel. He looks like he's 47 years old. He's got his face is so round and swollen. He's got a shadow on it. The hair's hanging down. I mean, it is a sight to be seen.
Yeah, it was extra thick. And you know what though? It just makes me appreciate my wife, which she did.
By the way, is she laying beside you right now?
No, I left. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Morning juice." She's like,
sounds so excited, Schlegel.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't because I forgot about it. Cause the other thing too is, I mean, my farm mattress and nobody's around, and I have my sleeping deal for the sleep apnea where I put my mouth guard in. And now again, that's a good point here. You know, sleep apnea. Like sometimes they're choices. You know what I mean? It's like my bottom jaw, I got an underbite, but it got like my jaw falls back. And I also have a thick cylinder. And it's like, you know what? I could have less of a thick cylinder, maybe eradicate my sleep apnea. But the answer is no. Because one, you got to be able to take a punch to the face. And two, chicks dig thick cylinders. So it's like, those are just some things that you have to charge to winning as you go through life. Do you want to be the guy that can always button the shirt collar? Or you want to be the, abnormal guy that's like, oh my gosh, like, can I please get a tie extender here or neck extender because my neck is so thick?
When's the last time you've worn one of those? I don't even know what it's called. No, it's not a bolo. I'm thinking of the old school like gym equipment where you used to attach like it to your head and you just used to have the plate. Yeah, the plates.
You mean like a day ago?
Okay, that was going to be my question.
Yeah, I did it like a day ago.
Yeah.
I found it online. Listen to me. I can't find the OG.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when my dad gifted me things on special days, like my birthday. I got gym equipment. I remember one time it was a special occasion where, I did like the 95 dumbbells on bench for like 5. And he was like, all right, I'll go buy you the 100s. I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? And then it was like, hey, my birthday came up or, whatever. And guess what? Neck harness. I'll tell you what, there's not a finer piece of portable equipment than the leather with the white fuzz OG neck harness. And here's the other thing. It was beautiful because they don't make them like this anymore. But like that little chin piece that came down that had the clip that went to the chain so you put the weights on, it was tilted. Because it can't be up and down because you're moving your face. It needs to be tilted because your head's forward. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So, but then, like, my dad would give me, like, 45s and stuff. So I got that. I was probably, like, 12. And he just, like, gave me a 25. I was like, Dad, I'm doing, like, 150 of these things. He's like, all right. And he got me, like, a 45. Then I was just doing a 45 and a 25. I need more. I at one time in my room, I had like at least 135 on there doing neck. Just right, and it always like sat propped up next to my bed because I was too lazy to like put them on the ground and like I just like left it on the neck harness, propped up on my bed. I would sit there on the side of my I just sit there on the edge of the bed and just freaking do neck.
Hey, and that, my friends, is how you get a thick cylinder like Anthony Schlegel. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
Hey, let's go Blue Jackets. Fire the cannon. Yep, see you guys. Bye, guys.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We had a Ryan Day on the show 1 hour ago. We're going to react to what he had to say next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, 71 northbound, very slow moving out of downtown due to a crash just past Weber Road. Things down to one lane through that stretch as crews clear that up. Expect to be slow moving on 71 this morning. Also still watching a crash on 70 westbound right near 33. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around your house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh. Especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. There's no limit to how much you could save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. How do they do it? Well, Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free and pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. One more time, that's Buy 4, Get 4 free from Window Nation, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
We've all been there. You come home after a long day only to find water dripping from the ceiling. Your roof has decided it's had enough, and now frustration sets in. Another unexpected problem added to your never-ending to-do list. At Newman Roofing, we get it. That's why we make the process simple and stress-free, handling every detail with professionalism, so you don't have to worry and can get back to the things that matter most to you. So, how do you begin? Step 1. Schedule your free estimate by calling our office at 614-NEW-ROOF or visiting our website, newmanroofing.com. Step 2. Meet with one of our trusted representatives who will guide you through the best plan for your home. Step 3, we get to work, and you watch your roof transform before your very eyes. Whether it's your roof, gutters, or siding, the Newman Roofing team is here to guide and support you every step of the way. Call today at 614-NEW-ROOF to schedule your free estimate and experience the Newman Roofing difference. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking, an account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A dry and chilly start to our Tuesday with wake-up temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, but we will see plenty more sunshine in the forecast this afternoon and highs getting into the low 50s. For tonight, lows down into the low 40s with mostly cloudy skies and then warm and windy on Wednesday. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Uncle Beau Bishop, he's going to join us coming up here at 8:30, freshly back from vacay. All kinds of stuff going on with the Browns. Hey, before we recap what we talked about with Ryan Day a little earlier.
Oh, you hear the sound. You know what it is. It means it's a Tuesday. It's an appetizer Tuesday. And if you have trouble eating mac and cheese with a spoon or a fork, well, we've got the answer for you. It's the Mac and Cheese Bite. Crispy, delicious, golden, deep-fried mac and cheese. You can eat them with your hands. So good, you'll wish you were a kid again. They are $3 all day long at Roosters. And now we're going to give you a chance to win a $50 gift card to Roosters. We were talking earlier, Beam, about a certain acronym, the OKG.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can tell Shark what the OKG means, then you're going to win that $50 gift card from Roosters. 821-9710 is the number.
It's one of my favorite acronyms I've heard in a long time. 614-821-9710. Get the answer in. What does OKG stand for to Shark? You're walking away with a $50 gift card to our great friends over at Roosters. Always enjoy getting to talk to Coach Day. We did that. Again, you can go back and listen to the podcast. You can watch it on the YouTube stream. You can maybe even hear it again tomorrow morning. Programming decision. Do we just want to do that again tomorrow?
What do you, let's say 8:15, Ryan, tomorrow. How's that sound?
Trying to think. What do we do on Wednesdays at 8:15? Nothing?
I think we got the 8 o'clock hour open.
Yeah, we got the 6 o'clock hour open, too. So if you were
maybe
in the car
both.
early. Yeah, it's the head coach of Ohio State, man. He just won a national championship. There's a lot going on. A lot happening with the Buckeyes.
He gave a lot of great answers, too.
He did get a lot of really good answers. Do you have a favorite from today? I mean, it was a pretty...
I enjoyed because it just kind of came to when you started asking about recruiting and what makes it Ohio State unique and how have you been able to recruit, because they can't comment on specific guys until they sign, but they just got a commitment from a big 5-star safety out of Baton Rouge.
Yep.
It's like, how do you get a guy like that to come up here from there?
Blaine Bradford, 5-star kid out of Baton Rouge.
No, so not only are you competing with LSU where he lives, but you're competing with the rest of the SEC as well. So how did you get that guy to come up here? Like, that's always a question. Then as you ask that and he started talking and we can get to his answer, then the follow-up was like, well, how is your son RJ, who's going to be a rising junior at DeSales, I watched work out at the Armory, awesome kid. I mean, Ryan's kids are all great. And, they just work hard, good young people. And how has that changed or impacted your recruiting now being on the other side of that as a parent?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought those two were pretty revealing kind of on what the culture is about and what you're trying to promote here.
Here was his answer on, I think I asked this question about just the change in recruiting philosophy as things have now evolved in the sport.
Recruiting now more than ever, at least here at Ohio State,
like we open up our doors and we identify those that we think are a good fit in terms of, their athletic ability and how they fit into our schemes, but also how they fit into the program, the city of Columbus, being a Buckeye. But opening up our doors and saying, man, this is who we are. And not as much, maybe in the past there was, a little more of a sales job. And the reason for that is because guys can walk out the door at any moment. So what you do in recruiting, it has to be authentic. And, Ohio State's not for everybody. And so to explain exactly what it looks like, what our expectations are, what the expectations are here in Ohio for those who are from outside the state. The great thing is, I think that there's some really good young talent in the state of Ohio. So that's been great to see that coming up because we know that's our foundation. But to answer your question, a big part of it is to explain exactly what we do here, what the expectations are in terms of leadership. And then guys are just, naturally attracted to it or they're not, and that's the big thing in recruiting. I mean, once you get here, you have to live it. You have to want to be here so that, when adversity hits, you're willing to work through those tough times. And I think a big part of that is identifying the recruiting process, but also guys choose it, more almost than you talk them into it.
At the base layer of that answer, it is a monumental shift in philosophy from where recruiting was at 10 years ago, Bob, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, however long. It was always, I feel like, we would read these stories about glitz and glam, and this is how much Texas or Ohio State is spending on this recruiting
water
trip.
Walls.
Like all these different kinds of things. And the base
how
of
big the water wall was?
It was such a big deal.
We've got a water wall.
God, that sounds great. Wouldn't you like to look at that every day? What do you mean? When I'm banging my body into a brick wall for 3 hours? Yeah, maybe that'd be nice to get a little
you said
zen
brick
moment.
wall at the end there, Beam.
But I'm just, brick wall, water wall, same thing.
Other dudes.
Just, it's such a philosophy change. Listen, we're going to do what we're going to do. Either you like it or you don't like it. And if you don't like it, there's a good chance you're going to be out of here in 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year anyways. And if you're not ready for it, then that's okay. That's fine. We're just not the program for you. You have to be ready for it. And that's such a monumental, I feel like, shift. Yeah. And I don't know if everybody around the country is doing it, but it's certainly working out for them.
Yeah. I don't think everybody is doing it around the country, to tell you the truth. What else we got in there, Beam?
That's from, this was then the follow-up about the recruiting and how his son RJ is going through that process, and just even learning about recruiting and this whole process that his son is going through.
Walking into a building and just seeing the recruiting process of some of the other programs has been, a little eye-opening to me, and allows us to take a look at our process. But I think more than anything, it just confirms the fact that during the process, what parents really want, and the people that we want here at Ohio State is someone that's going to take care of their sons. Because after maybe the third visit, I was like, listen, I'm not really interested in going to see your weight room or your stadium. And even quite honestly, I was like, you can save the academic presentation. My son's a 4.0 and where he's going to get his degree. I want to get around the people. I want to know the strength coach. I want to know the position coaches. I want to know the men and women in that building that are going to help raise my son, because you're going from one family to another family. And so it's just a great reminder that a mom and dad are turning their son over to your program and to you. And that's our job. We have to win games, but winning games just allows us an opportunity to continue to help mold these young men, and that's our job.
It's a unique perspective, for sure. I mean, he's not the only college football coach who's ever gone through a recruiting process with his son. He won't be the last to do that. But to hear that coming from an active national championship winning head coach and about all those processes and how he views that differently and how his son may be helping him kind of unlock that situation as a recruiter or even as a coach, I think is pretty neat.
It's amazing how kids change your perspective on life and just the experiences that they have, that they put you in, for you to be able to then experience some of that stuff. And so, Ryan now, he's still a pretty young coach, but now he's on the other side of it, and he's got a kid coming through, and he's like the peers of his parents. And you're trying to figure out, well, what do I want? What I probably want is fairly similar to what other like-minded parents would want. And those are the guys that you want ultimately on your team, is people that come from good households, that their parents care about all the right things, and they've instilled that in their children. And when you do that, if you raise a child up right, they will not waver from that, and they will still have those inherent beliefs. And with that, you're going to create the culture that they have in that locker room, the culture that was able to help them win a national championship.
You want an OKG, right?
You want an OKG, Beam. Our kind of guy. Who we got? Who won it?
Congratulations to Chris from Marysville. He's the winner of the $50 Roosters gift card. OKG, our kind of guy. Hey, listen, I got to tell you, losing almost 70 pounds with the Waken 180 has absolutely changed my life. Motivation from the start, it was crystal clear. Got to get healthy, be more active, become the dad that I wanted to be. Thanks to Awaken 180, mission accomplished, and then some. This program didn't just help me drop the weight, it completely reshaped my relationship with food. And I've learned so much about nutrition and eating healthier. It just comes naturally now. Last night I had a salad. Everybody else had burritos. They looked fantastic. I opted for lettuce. Everything's easier, whether I'm running around or the little guy. Hopping on a plane feels accessible again. Middle seat, I wouldn't recommend it. Something I've avoided for years, but I can do it if I need to. And the best part, hands down, being active with Willie. More energetic, more involved, and fully present for every moment with my family. Trust me, nothing beats that feeling. If you're ready to make that kind of a change for your health, your family, and your life, call Awaken 180 today, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com. Uncle Beau, freshly back from vacation. He joins us here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching very slow-moving traffic on 71 northbound. We've got a crash just past Weber Road that has traffic down to one lane going northbound. Expect to be slow-moving out of the downtown area this morning. Also still watching a crash on 70 westbound right near 33 that has the left lane blocked. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Don't miss their open house April 11th through 13th. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or biglou.com.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, programming note, coming up Thursday at 8:30. So it's not tomorrow, but it is the next day. Head coach of your Ohio State basketball Buckeyes men's team, Jake Diebler. He's going to join the program. As for now, though, every single Tuesday, we get to check in with our favorite uncle.
Beau knows bourbon. Beau knows fashion. Beau knows horseback riding. But most importantly, Beau knows Browns.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery, home of the best blended whiskey in America. Grab a bottle or dine in at their 3 restaurant locations, Grandview, Gahanna, and now in Westerville. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
How's recovery day 2 for you, Unc? You doing all right?
The cones and rods, boys. It's the cones and rods. You spend, the better part of 8-9 days in a part of the country where there's this big, bright, shiny orb in the sky, and then just mostly blue. Not even a whole lot of white or certainly not gray, just mostly blue. And as it turns out, what that then gives off is flower and color. And so when you come back, I said this to the boys the other day, they were complaining about it. And I go, look, at least the grass is green, boys. You could be in Montana, the grass is dormant, it's brown. Like, at least it's green right now. And then they countered with, but at least there you have mountains. And I'm like, well, you can't do anything with them anyway this time of year. So what good are they? So it's been a fun return back to civilization, boys.
I like it. Hey, you know what, Beau? I mean, like that. It's a high floor, low ceiling state. You don't get the worst, but you don't get the best. You just kind of just grind through your gruel. You're not starving, but you're not eating, at at prime steaks either. So you're fed, just maybe not with what you want to be fed with. So I'm glad, hey.
You know what we had is we had a little bit of they were like, why can't we live in Laguna? And I said,
good.
okay. I go,
Laguna's gorgeous. You guys get a job. You could do that.
I go, all right, this is the square footage of our home currently.
Yeah.
This is what that gets us in Laguna. And I said, boys, you're not anywhere near this. We're on the other side of the hill.
How's a 2-bedroom sound, guys, with one bath?
How about 1,600 square feet? You three want to share a bathroom and a bedroom? How's that work?
What does Piven say in what does he say in Entourage?
He said if you live in Laguna Hills and have spend 7 months in an Italian villa, if you want to go to group therapy and live in Gora Hills,
and I got to take a call on noon on a Wednesday.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable. You guys have been. It's the most beautiful. It's hard to beat. Like Southern Orange County is pretty tough to beat, but my God, I just am always floored by the amount of wealth that's on the side of those hills and cliff sides. Because what's medium homes? 7.8, and there's just one after another. There's thousands of them. It's wild.
Bob jaunted into White Lotus this last week. We're through season 1.
Yeah,
correct.
Watched
you have not
2
started.
days.
If any of the 3 White Lotus, I'd assume you're caught up on the last episode that just happened, which by the way is great. Of the 3 locations, where do you think you could see yourself living? Hawaii, Sicily, or now where they're at in Thailand?
Well, we went to the hotel in Maui last year at spring break. So we did that one. So I could live in
Sicily's
Maui.
on tap.
I could do Maui tomorrow. Like I could, my wife's like, it's so far removed. Good.
Yeah.
Fine.
Right.
Like, basketball game start at 6 a.m. Sold. Let's do it. Everything's done by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm in. Let's do it. How can I do more of this? So that would be easy. I thought the one that opened up a part of the world that I otherwise probably wouldn't have considered, like we haven't done Europe yet. But when we do it, I've always thought about like Italy mainland. I never thought of Sicily. And so when I saw, I was like, wow, that actually looks pretty great. The new one in Thailand, there has been nothing that I've seen that convinced me I need to go there.
I don't know. That one, I haven't seen it yet. But if you're going to give me a soliloquy talking about some of the lights that you get into,
buddy,
the mind warpage that can happen, I mean, that sounds all right.
Well, I'll tell you, watch it, and then we'll talk. To me, it's a long damn flight for...
I don't know. I kind of seem like I'm in now.
You're going to Thailand?
Yeah, I kind of see it.
You and Billy the kid? Nice little family vacation?
I drop him off at the monastery, and off I go to some Muay Thai fights. It seems okay.
Little small family vacation to Thailand?
Yeah.
Cruising around Bangkok?
Yeah. I mean, some of those boats and parties they had, though, that looks pretty good.
Lady boys, all the wonderful delights that are all there for you.
Everything that you could have. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Tuscany's the one Sicily was the one where I was like, yeah, that would work. I think they crush it. It's amazing how they kind of did what True Detective failed to do.
Yeah.
Whereas the first season of True Detective is as good as anything you've ever seen, and then they haven't been able to totally capture that sense. I thought the third one was largely okay, but this one to have kind of a sort of through thread all the way through all 3. But then to have new cast, kind of same premise, different locations, and I don't think one is demonstratively better than the other, and I think they're all great. I think every single one of them has been great in their own way.
That manager in the first one, though, I mean, he was a character that I really loved.
He's the best.
It's amazing.
It's hard not to beat that guy.
I have a couple.
You and him have so much in common, too.
There are some similarities there. The people have told me that you're more like the husband in the Newlywed, which I'm like, that would be me, unfortunately. But I have a couple friends that I see in that manager who one step off the track, and I mean, that track is on the side of Everest, and that fall is steep, and you might end up a little bit like that. There at the end. But we got our guy Ryan on for you today. Got some sound for you, some different things, and one of the things that he touched on, as I'm sure you'll get to, and I don't know how many more times you'll be able to get that, by the way, but he talked about the recruiting, and they just got a commitment from a 5-star safety out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which I go, forget the kid's name, don't worry about any of that. The fact that you got a 5-star kid out of Baton Rouge over LSU and the rest of the SEC and Texas and all of that around there, I was like, it's like, how are you doing this? And, Beam kind of asked him, because you can't talk about specifics with players, but he got into, like, we just open it up now. The culture, it's not like 5 years, you're not selling anything. This is who we are, and this is what we do. If you like it, great. Let's have some more talks. If you don't, that's fine, and kind of on to the next.
Yeah, I think one thing I always caution with recruiting is, like, talk to me in December when he signs on the line, which is dotted, because we're a long way from that. Not to minimize the idea, because as someone who spent 7 years in that part of the country, like, to go down there, especially that type of a place in Baton Rouge, and to pull a kid out. Usually those kids go to LSU or they go to Bama. It's kind of that simple. Sometimes Georgia, but usually LSU or Bama is where those Louisiana great kids go. So to go in there and pull him out and get him to commit is absolutely awesome. I think I talked about this a little bit yesterday, guys, but like their philosophy of like, we're going to recruit like heck at the kind of glamour skill position thing, and then we're going to portal tackles, and we're going to portal middle of interior defensive line, and we're going to kind of amplify that. And to me, that makes all the sense in the world. You think about like Tennessee paying $2 million or whatever for a left tackle. Like, what left tackle as a freshman comes in and is ready to go? Like, so you develop them down there, and then we'll come in and swoop in a couple of years, or give us a guy who's been developed somewhere else who's maybe a diamond in the rough, and we'll take him on then. I think that recruiting philosophy is something that Pantoni and Day have just absolutely crushed, is just how to build a roster. And I know you guys are going to have Jake on Thursday. I think that's something that he's still trying to find his way on.
Yeah. Like,
how do you build a basketball program at Ohio State in these circumstances? And in watching the NCAA tournament, I'm watching like, is the Big Ten going to take basketball seriously? Or we're just going to sit it out for a quarter century? Like, what are we doing here? We haven't had a national champion in basketball since 2000, guys. And really, no team was like a prohibitive favorite even going into it since. I mean, Wisconsin played for it, but it was a huge upset over Kentucky. Michigan played for a couple. So I think Purdue played for one, obviously, last year. But, like, you think about how to build in this day and age, and I think, like, the blueprint is Buckeye football. But like I always said, I used to say this when Urban got the job at Ohio State. This is Don Draper selling Mercedes-Benz. That's what this is. And turns out Don Draper now does sell Mercedes-Benz. But yes. At the time, he wasn't. And the reason I thought that is you take somebody who's just an absolute maniac in recruiting, and obviously his infrastructure is still there with Ryan. It's now Ryan's infrastructure, but you think about Pantoni and all those guys. But you take that and then you sell a product that is so appealing to sell, and it's kind of a no-brainer. And Ryan and Pantoni and everybody there seem to have that all dialed in right now.
Hey, before we get you out of here, good news or bad news for Browns fans that Jimmy came out and said the Deshaun deal was a mistake? Because I think it's good news. At least you're over it now. It's the first time anyone was open and honest in front of a microphone.
I think that's like old school leadership guy, right? Like, I'm the owner, the buck stops with me.
Yeah.
The way that went down was, and this is fact, guys, this isn't spin, this is just the way it happened. Football, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski went to the Haslams and said, we want Deshaun Watson. We think we can get him. The Haslams said, are you sure? And Stefanski and Berry said, yeah, we're sure. We want him. This is a chance to get a franchise quarterback. This guy led the NFL in passing the last time he played a full season. We think he can do that for us. And the Haslams said, okay, fine. We'll do whatever is necessary to get him. And they did. And so Jimmy Haslam stepping up yesterday and saying, yeah, it's on me. Buck stops with me. I own the team. B&D own the team. It's on me. But the full context of that is also that because of the injuries to Watson, you just never got to see it. And Haslam mentioned that as well because of the injuries. He had 3 catastrophic injuries. So I do think him saying that out loud allows for at least confirmation for Browns fans of like, okay, this era is done and we're on to the next. And I think there's something that's cathartic about that.
Unc, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a great show today. We'll check in next week, all right?
All right, boys. My pleasure. Take care.
There he goes. Uncle Beau Bishop with us every single Tuesday at this time. We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, still watching some slow-moving traffic on 71 northbound out of downtown from a crash earlier this morning. And for drivers out in Plain City, 33 eastbound, we've got the left lane blocked off right near Post Road and traffic slow-moving into 270. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to ColumbusMen'sClinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Book your appointment now.
Guys, it's college hoops superfan Timmy Hall. The finals are here, and the only thing for sure is this. It's the last time to bet on college basketball this season. It's been an amazing ride to get here, so get in on all the action, expected and unexpected, with DraftKings Sportsbook. Live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays. DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. Ready to make the first bet? Check out the matchups, pick a team to win. It's that simple. First time, here's something special. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. So bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971 for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
We're catching up with that famous deep-sea explorer, Jacques Black Jacques. Jacques, where are you today?
In Columbus, how?
You're in Columbus. What could you possibly be exploring in Columbus?
The April showers bring flooding to Batmans.
Oh, I see. Spring rains mean basements are flooding.
This not necessary. Apex Pros.
Not necessary. Call Apex Pros.
A simple zoom pump check.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding this. Zoom pump check. Sump pump check. Are you saying sump pump check?
Oui.
Yes, of course. A sump pump check from the pros who knows at Apex Pros.
They come to your house.
They come to your house.
They test your zoom pump.
They test your, what is it again?
Zoom pump.
Some pump, right.
All with a 5-star guarantee.
All with a 5-star guarantee. Now, see, I understood that perfectly.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
We had a massive show today. You can always go back and download the podcast. And the Morning Juice podcast is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. You can use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100. Had Schlegs on the show today. Had the hyphenator Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Had Uncle Beau. Had Ryan Day. Pretty large and in charge program.
Yeah, robust. Probably play some of that Ryan Day again tomorrow if you missed it today. So figure out a time of when we'll do that. Maybe sometime in the 6 o'clock, maybe sometime in the 8 o'clock.
Maybe times that we do that.
Absolutely. Get some of that in there, Beam. I think you did a great job today. Put on a great show. And despite how well you did, I still think your best years are ahead of you.
Thank you, buddy. I always appreciate that. I think you put on a great show. Shark, it was okay. It's a decent effort out of you today. I thought it was just fine. How's Pia doing? I know you're in the thick of grandparenting right now. The nearly 2-year-old is currently at your house. Did Jan take the week off? Like what?
No, we still take her to daycare.
Oh, she still goes to daycare.
Jan takes her to daycare and picks her up.
You could have brought her in here with us.
I could have, but I don't think she would have much fun in here.
I think she'd have a ton of fun. We got a ping pong table and an air hockey table.
No, I meant in there with you guys.
Oh, she's stepping in with us?
Put a mic in front of her.
That's fine. How about we just have Willie and Pia in tomorrow?
Yes.
Both of them. We can sit them at these chairs in front of us. You know, we have 2 other microphones in here, and we can just have them
conversate,
talk about what they want to talk about.
We won't know what they're saying, but they might.
So we've been watching some Toy Stories. We've been throttling back the screen time. But if I'm cooking lunch or cooking dinner or something like that, and I'm at home by myself, the great storyteller of our generation, Bob, is the screen. So I've been locking in there.
Rothman, America's pastime isn't baseball; it's watching television.
It is, man. It's so true. And so we've watched most of the Toy Stories. The second one is his favorite. But he's been really into 4 lately, and if anybody out there who doesn't know what Toy Story 4 is about, there's a 5 coming out.
Okay. I don't think I've seen 4 all the way yet.
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying. They're in like this antique shop, and there's old
Yeah, you know what? I've seen parts of it, now that you say that.
Like ventriloquist dolls
that blend together. I mean, I've seen them. They've been 20 years since they've come out, for heaven's sake.
So we were watching that a couple of days ago, and there's this character named Forky, and William can't quite say Forky. He's a fork that has turned into a toy, and every time he says it, my head whips around. I'm like, what in the world are you saying? Then I'm like, all right, you're saying the character from this movie. Last night, he was just saying it 7-8 times in a row, and I looked at Meredith. I'm like, I hope he's saying Forky, not the other thing that's coming out of his mouth. So, yeah, that's been a pretty good time. But yeah, it's a fun show today. A lot of fun. Maybe we will bring in Pia and William tomorrow. The cavalcade of star guests will just continue.
Yeah.
What do you think they would converse about, Shark?
Swimming in Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Pia wouldn't go in. When I met you up there last summer in June, I guess Will would have been like a year and 4 months.
Yeah.
That little kid, it was cloudy and not very nice, and he jumped right in the lake. None of us did, but he did.
Yeah, he was in there, man. And then he jumped into Lake Michigan, too. And I'm like, dude, it's 50 degrees in this water right now.
Well, hopefully the pool will be a little warmer for him tonight.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope it'll be pretty good. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. See if there's any tales of desperation from this evening from the swimming pool. I would hope not. I would anticipate not, but you never know what's going to happen.
Which one of us has never peed in the pool, Beam?
Oh, come on. Who still doesn't, Depending on what pool, nice weather, depending on your location, Shark, if they have a bar maybe in the pool, just stay in there all day. You're going to be good to go.
Warm up the water
I'm not worried about the peeing.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the other
dumps
thing.
in the pool, man.
Yeah, else you're going to end up with like a Caddyshack situation.
Yeah.
Carl Spackler comes out.
The problem is the kids, my oldest would drink the water in the pool all the time. I'm like, stop it, dude. You're going to get diarrhea from this. And he was just like a dog. He'd be swimming, and you see him put your face in. He just open his mouth. And I'm like, no, quit drinking that gross water. It's not good for you.
Yeah, Willie's been drinking his bath water. I'm like, dude, that is so nasty.
Before or after he pees in it?
It's a really good question. Maybe both. He drinks a lot of it.
It's really necessary that I drink my own urine? No, but it's sterile.
I like the taste. Won't drink out of his own, not even a bottle that we have, but just a sippy cup. Wants the open mouth. He wants no top on the cup.
Here's the thing. You know what you guys need to start doing is drinking from the Yetis, because the Yeti is essentially the sippy cup for adults.
That's true.
And I was like, man, this is great. And my kids were all my parents, and I have 3 nieces and nephews that all just turned 3 or turning 3, like with 3 months of each other. And so they all have sippy cups. And my older kids my son Colin is in 5th grade. He's like, this is great. You never spill it. I'm like,
You've reverted back.
Why not? It's like the Yeti, dude. It's got a lid on it.
When you were a kid, you wanted nothing but open lids.
Yeah, which the Yeti cup is essentially the sippy cup for adults. I mean, think about it.
I know.
So it's got a little tab on it, slides it open and close.
You're melting my brain right now,
man. Some
man.
coffee in there, put some booze in there. I mean, it's
maybe both.
Very, yeah, put them together.
Before we get out of here.
They made a show about that called Happy Days, Bean.
They also made a cocktail about that called the Irish Coffee, which I enjoy from time to time. Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter or X at 971thefan is sponsored by Caster Connection. Big thing going on. We got the NFL owners meetings, coaches meetings, everything happening down in Florida. Apparently, there's going to be a vote today to ban the tush push in the NFL. Do you think the NFL should ban the tush push? Yes or no?
No. Just because people can't stop it. Unless you have a rule that you cannot push players, which if you want to put that in, that's fine, but that applies to defense, all these other places, which you can do. But if you want to do that, then that's great. Otherwise, let it be.
I 100% agree with you. I think, was it Sean McVay I was reading? Maybe from this morning when he was talking yesterday that he said it doesn't resemble a football play. I'm like, well, it is a football formation. It is a legal formation, and there's no explicit rules.
7 guys on the line.
Pushing
checks all the boxes.
Yeah, there's no explicit rule. So I agree with you. No, just because you can't stop it doesn't make it unfair. Bob, I had such a great time today. What do you say we reconvene tomorrow on a big Wednesday if they allow us? You good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have an awesome day. Uncle Beau and the boys, they're next. We're back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash on 33 eastbound out in Plain City. Watch for slowdowns pushing into 270 as the left lane is blocked off right near Post Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself. Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. Get treated at one of the Low T Centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
1-877-X for kids. EGGSX for kids. 1-877-X for kids. Donate your eggs today.
Donate your eggs today at eggsforkids.org. That's eggs with an E. Your eggs, scrambled or not, can make a difference in the life of a child.
1-877-X for kids. Donate your eggs today.
Now also accepting donations of boats, homes, and eggs.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through April 15th, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here. You know, there was a time if you handed me a bread basket at dinner, it was like feeding a gator. You might lose a finger. Bread, pasta, pizza, man, carbs were undefeated in my life. That is, until Awaken 180 weight loss came in and flipped the script. Look, I've run the gauntlet of diets, and each time, carbs won by knockout. But Awaken 180 isn't a diet. It's a whole new playbook for changed up lifestyle. We all know it's necessary to lose that weight, but this is to keep it off. That constant carb craving, the one we all shrug off as normal, gone. Sure, I still love my pizza. But here's the difference. Now I don't need it. So now, most times when that waiter hustles over with a basket of temptation, I just grin, give a little nod, and wave it away like I'm passing on a 4th and long. Because I'm in control now. Awaken 180 isn't just a game changer, it's a life changer. Trust me. Call them at 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Your future self will thank you.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.